Hello everyone. Welcome back to Great Attorney Chronicles. We're currently on the last case for the first game, and we should be pushing to the end. Come on, there it is. Okay. So, last time we did a bunch of backstory. We learned about the speckled hound case, or lack thereof, and our friend was accused of murder, like in every game. Let's continue from where we left off. Trying to find a box. Cyrus, what do these two photographic prints? One was found on Mr. Wildenbeck's counter, and one on Gina gave us before. What's the amazing secret you mentioned that's hidden between these two identical prints? Actually, that's not quite right. Sorry? If you look carefully, the two prints aren't the same, not exactly. They're not? Have a look at them now. Can you see? They're just slightly different from each other. Yeah, the cat to the left looking a bit more to the... The cat on the left hand side looking a bit more to the left. It's very subtle though. What's the reason for the subtle difference between the two prints? Ah, well, it's because they're set, you see? No, I don't. This pair of photos. Perhaps we use a stethoscope. Someone in London is raving about them at the moment. A stethoscope? A stereoscope? What I feel though I've heard that word before recently. Oh yes, as Mr. Shrame showed us yesterday. You see? There, just over there. Oh yes, of course, a magical machine that makes pictures look almost real enough to touch. Well, actually, it's quite possible to see the same depths in pictures even without those contraptions. What? Really? Do you know how a pair of fabricated prints can appear to have any depth in the first place? No, I have no idea. Oh, wonderful! I better tell you! She's over the moon, bless her. We should let her explain though. We really need to carry the investigation at the scene. I, for one, simply have to know. Have you ever considered, Bruno, how your eyes see depth in the world around us? Well, I just open them and it works. But the reason it works is you have two eyes. Two eyes? Shocking. If you try and close one eye at a time, I think you'll see straight away. What do you see of your left eye? What do you see of your right eye? They're ever so slightly different. You get a different view of each eye. Yes, vision of objects seem to shift slightly. Exactly. And in your head, your brain uses that shift to estimate the depth as it merges the two views at once. That's how you can sense depth of everything we see. My brain is really amazing, isn't it? It does so much without telling me. Oh, I think I see. So a pair of photographs. This is the left eye view and the right eye view, right? Oh, well done, Susie. You're so quick. So if we can persuade your brain to merge the two photographs together in your head, you'll be able to see the depth of the prints. Yes, Bruno. Now you're beginning to understand. And the stethoscope function is acts as your brain, and it allows you to do just that. Yes, but as long as you have two images, two eyes, and one brain, you can actually do it yourself without needing a stethoscope at all. You can, really? Let's try it! We didn't view the pair of prints without the help of the stethoscope. Oh yes, I'm dying to have a go. This one really loves this kind of thing. You need to be able to cross your eyes. The main thing. Can you both do that? Cross my eyes? I think I can. Watch me. See if you can copy. Make your eyes do this. Alright, let me try. Ready, Mr. Novido? How's that? Wonderful! It's your turn, Mr. Runo. Just has got to try the bridge your nose both at the same time. Looks like easy to ask when two people are staring at me cross-eyed. Alright then, enough practice. Let's try looking at the prints. Your friend is in jail for murder. Is this really the most important thing you should be doing? Start by looking at one print, slowly crossing your eyes. You do overlap images, one like this. Try now, Runo. I'm trying to give it a try, I suppose. It's a bunch of images for you. Now the next step. Is to put the pair of prints side by side like this, and then try crossing eyes again. Which should slowly merge together. Tell. Form a new single image in the center. Oh yes. Now it works. I can see in the middle now. Looks so real. I can look at it all day. I wouldn't advise it that. Your eyes might start to hurt. Your turn, Runo. When you're looking through two pictures, close across your eyes. You just see if you change your eyes until two eyes overlap exactly in the middle. There, you managed it. Yeah, look, that's how subjective images work. Well, I don't know who discovered it, but it really is quite extraordinary. So what do you think of these stereotypal prints then? Runo? Certainly amazing, but isn't it easier to get the knack? It isn't easier to get the knack of viewing them properly. No, some people find it easier than others. But that's why this conception like this is used for people to find it tricky. Oh, I recognize that. I saw it over there yesterday, didn't we? If I remember correctly, you press this little knob here and the pair of photographs that stand at the back end. It's amazing, even though you're looking roughly how it works now. Well, London seems to agree with you. J-Groups are very popular at the moment. You can find ones like these, one of these folding contraptions in a lot of households in the capital currently. But if these little machines are so affordable, sure there's no need to go around staring cross-eyed at pictures like you hate them. But it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Sorry. Well, I think so, in any case. Just epic pictures. Never heard of them until yesterday. I think I learned a lot about them. I wonder if it's knowledge that I'll ever actually need. I've been seeing telling the wall since we came in here. Oi, oi, oi! Shh! Keep it down! Oh, sorry. The magical yeah. Really? Tell us. We must have myself good to you at once. But as soon as I report it, I'll be stuck here even longer. Stuck here? What do you mean? I haven't been on 2 days already. I need another constable to relieve me to take my shift. Huh. We have a tough time, British Police. That doesn't stop us from investigating though, does it? No, I suppose not. Just sure the calendar was appearing out. I've already looked at the calendar. This is no caption that easy to just anything right in front of your eyes. Makes you think. Mr. Victor shows gleefully showed us yesterday. We were blissfully unaware that anything was about to happen. That's a music box. Do you have them everywhere you come from, Bruno? Yes, but I've never seen one as large as this in Japan. Oh wow, this will be a treat. Shall we have a listen? What do you think? Isn't it a pretty sound? It's a beautiful sound, yes, but it's a little hard to enjoy with all the policemen in the room giving you a fiercest look. Never mind that. If any of them say anything, I could agree to have a word. Alice Wilson, 17 of Scotland Yard. Let's just open the counter. It really is enormous, isn't it? It's an awful lot of work to keep track of all these hundreds of items in the pawn. It's too much to think about. Better to sell it all and have a clear head, if you ask me. Clearly, Mr. Windybags was very careful when he came to the articles in care. Murder. I don't know if you noticed, but there's something rather troubling here. Ah, I've noticed. The roast beer, you mean? Yes, it looks like blood, doesn't it? I wonder if Sato-san picked that up. Well, in that case, yep, we need Iris. Shush. To show this before we forget. Okay, I gotta go back to the previous room and show it to Iris. Oh, that looks like blood. I wonder if a glove figure. It most certainly glove made of leather. Oh, don't worry, Reno. Leave the rest to me. Ah! I've been shot. Look at that. Yes, it's something we haven't seen before, isn't it? You must add it for your blood samples. It's an important clue. Although it would be nice to find out whose blood these different colours correspond to at some point. Well, put your train of blood. Oh, I have an idea. You have an idea, haven't you? Do you know whose blood this is? Yes, I have an idea whose blood this is. The colour return with little deduction. That's right. I think it's clear. Iris, you know as well? You first reader, who do you think belongs to? Alright, I believe this blood of... Mr. McGill? Yes, after all, Mr. Deputy belonged to him. Oh, you don't think, I mean that during the incident on the omnibus? Yes, I expect so. A very clear print and no small amount of blood. So it must have related to some fairly serious accident, such as you might have sustained on the omnibus. Wait, but if I remember rightly, no sign was found of Mr. McGill at all. Oh. Trying to work out whose blood came from. We're all not anyone who hasn't been bleeding straight away. Yes, I suppose we can. Let's think through it some more. Oh, it's the thrice-fired man. The thrice-fired mansion. sound very sure of yourself. Why you trailed off there? Well, 2 months ago now, in that case. And of course, I never met the victim. So I'm struggling to remember his name. Oh, it's definitely thrice fired, though. The victim of the omnibus case. Yes, his name was in Stride Mason. So that would mean that the blood save was left on the ticket 2 months ago. Yes, I think it was. He deposited the ticket here the night yesterday. I'm suggesting the blood save is already on the time. So it's a smear of blood from the time that Mr. Manson was killed 2 months ago. Something else is coming back to me now. Mr. McGill was also wearing leather gloves that night. Now you ask this. What good-hearted soul wouldn't rush help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about these gloves now, was I? I'd reach out and give him a good man a hand. It certainly looks like a leather-gloved thin thumbprint, this mark. But we know Mr. McGill has no injuries. That's the only time he was near a body. From which we can conclude that any blood in this glove belonged to the victim, Mr. Manson. Oh, you sound just like Mr. Sholmes. Minus the quirky slip-ups, I hope. Yes, I think you're right, Reno. Very well, let's make note of this. Details of the pawnbroker's ticket added code been updated in the court record. Blood nose has been updated in the court record. I jumped out of my skin there. How come Mr. Winbeck leave such a nice wicked trap? I doubt it's set to scare anyone. Is that really the time? I think perhaps we should give Gina another visit soon. Oh? If tries this tomorrow, we must establish whether or not we'll be defending her. I think we should ask her one more time. She may have changed her mind. I don't remember, Rono. You told her she could rip off the response papers if she didn't want you to be her lawyer. Really? Did I say that? Did I say that? Yes, you did! The deadline for submitting the paperwork is fast approaching. In that case, we better hurry back to the prison and talk to Gina again. Gina! Gina! We're coming! 16th of April, 5:41 PM, local prison cell 13. Ah, Gina, good, you're back. Ah! The police must have finished questioning her then. Oh, how was it, Jeannie? How was it awful? Eh? Oh, don't bother me. Thanks to your papers you signed before, it meant we were able to investigate Windy Banks. Oh, right. Don't you want to know how we got on? We've been ever so busy. What's the point asking? Won't change what everyone else is saying. That I did it. That's not... Gina, I came to ask you a final decision. Eh? What decision? About tomorrow's trial. Will you let me defend you or not? I must submit the paperwork now if you'd like the magistrate to represent you. Right, I see. She's really lost her fight all of a sudden. But I know what that feels like. The worry is just so hard to bear. Alright then, blimey. Give it a rest with them eyes, Iris. So come on then, fill us in. Who done it? Unfortunately, we don't know that yet. You don't say. We don't know yet, Gina. But Mr. No, and all of us know that you're innocent of this crime. And while we haven't yet managed to work out who the real culprit is, there's a number of interesting facts we've managed to establish. Oh yeah? Like what? Well, for example, the reason for you being there in the first place. I think you know why we broke into the Windy Banks that night. I'm going to have to take some evidence that clearly reveals the reason. Not Serena's face, or I could present it to her calmly, I suppose. Well, we already have the representation papers and other documents that we need. All we have to do is hand them to the court clerk. That is, if you allow me to represent you in court tomorrow. Nah, don't bother. Genie! Rip them up, chuck them, would ya? Them representation papers, or whatever they're called. This cell ain't fancy enough to have it been. So what will you doing to court tomorrow? I'll be fine on my own. I don't think you will be. Look, it don't matter. What's gonna happen's gonna happen. This is one stubborn pickpocket. We found this in Windy Bank's storeroom. The manuscript of Iris's latest story. Right. Well, that's good then. Curiously, the story means being showed no signs of being ransacked of any valuable items, like, with one exception. The box that files the house houses this manuscript. It was you, wasn't it, Gina, who broke into the box containing the manuscript last night? You were determined to find out whether or not the Hound of Baskerville was really there. That's the real reason why you broke into the storeroom last night, isn't it? Will you tell us what happened, please? Alright, yeah. The Baskerville story is the latest Shrooms adventure, right? But it ain't been printed yet. So I figured it's gonna be worth a fair few price pieces of silver, right? Oh yes, at least £5,000. What? So you intend to sell Iris's manuscript, did you? No, Genie, how could you? What? Wait, no, hang on. Of course I'm going to sell it. All I want to do is to find out if the manuscript, or whatever it's called, was really there or not. That's the only reason why I was in the place. For Iris' sake, isn't that right? We knew why you'd done it from the start, Gina. Of course we did. But I knew you were doing something like that, Genie. I just knew it. Well, when you saw the manuscript in the storeroom, it reminded me of what you said the night before. Gramps do a lot worse than that, believe me. Bare false lies, a lot of them. You just ain't realised it yet. I'm telling you, the mental script at Windy Banks, you'd soon see if you had a look. If I'm honest, I have to wonder if Hurley's telling me the truth. Sometimes. Hey, little Mac. Welcome to the madness. I mean, sometimes I wonder if I might have hidden my manuscript somewhere I don't know. Even though it was wrong of me to doubt him. Good morning. For you. 8:30 PM for me. Oh, Ginny. You're so sweet of you. Alright. I'll tell you why I did it. Just stop looking at me like that, Iris. The reason for the Yale break-in. I wasn't because of Iris. That's not what I did it. I just wanted to know the truth. That's all. You want to know if Mr. Sholmes was being honest. If he really did deposit the manuscript at Windy Banks. Like I told you the night before, I never had a father.
But Iris ain't like me. Ain't like mine. She got her dad, only she can't see him.
Oh no, he's dead. He died in the first case.
I reckon it's gotta be harder. That's why she writes in stories. They're about her dad, really. That's what it sounded like to me, anyway. Last night, I was listening to what you were saying. Stories.
Stories about Daddy? You mean they're not the adventures of the great detective? So much as the adventures of the great detective and his trusty partner.
Well, that's how I see it, yeah.
You're so thoughtful and kind, Jeannie. Yes, we never thought it any different, did we?
Look, give it a rest, will ya? I'm all chum with his nonsense, yeah, I hate it. I don't trust no one, right? That's how I work, 'cause if you don't trust no one, then no one can let you down. So leave me alone. Go on, scamper.
I don't see now, but it was unmistakable. Right on both the sleeves of that overcoat. There were some very suspicious red stains.
What? What are you looking at me like that for?
It might be worth presenting some other findings in the area of Gina now. The blood samples. Those stains on the sleeves of your new coat, Gina. They're blood, aren't they? Not that I know whose blood yet. What? Blood, Mr. Nodo? You don't appear to be any obvious wound yourself, though. So it could be the blood that splattered from Mr. Windybake when he shot last night. Let's not beat around the bush here. I'm gonna shoot her and find out. That's what guns solve. Guns solve everything. My trusty friend of mine, I result much faster than anything else.
Take it easy, Iris.
Die! Don't move, Yiddy. I'm going to shoot.
Ah.
Jesus Christ! The coat is... Oh. Oh my. What the... Forget the sleeves. Whole coat is covered in blood! Of course. Black colour fibre was masking the stains. That's why we haven't seen it until now. The blood has reacted to the chemical turned the colour purple. Scratch sample already perfected. Who was the purple blood? The thrice-fired Mason. Yes, let's see. The purple blood. Ah, yes. The bricklayer Mr. Manson. Moved of the murder case 2 months ago.
I knew it. What are you all going on about? The victim? What do you mean?
It's rather uncomfortable situation, Miss Nardo, but I think it makes things quite clear. It means the Omnibus case was finally solved. Because the whole really murder was the brickmaker, Miss Mansion, is revealed.
Oi! Tell me please explain what's going on here. Stop telling off the story.
You can see now the victim's blood is all over Miss Gillian's coat. On the trial 2 months ago, the defendant said in the testimony... flashback.
Now I ask yous, what a good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? What's up with like worrying about my gloves now, do I? Sorry, just to give him a hand.
If you look at the overcoat now, it's clear. Feds could have risen from his while trying to pull the victim to his feet. No, if that was the case, that already happened, the blood would have splashed all over him from the front of the coat. In question of the pattern of blood, there's blood over Mr. Gillen's coat when he stabbed the victim in the stomach. I tried to run for truth for long enough, but there's no escaping it now. The true culprit in that case, Mr. Manson's killer, was Mangus McGailed.
I'm dead now, though. Fuck, I lost anyway.
Mr. Mr. Naruto. The horrible case is solved at last, and I helped the man walk free from that trial. I used all the twisted testimony, all the sham evidence to prove he was innocent. How could I have let that happen? Bruno, did you believe him, though? Did you believe Mr. Cullen was innocent? I believed, or I think I was trying to believe. I wanted to. Because believing in those you represent in court is a defense lawyer's greatest weapon. A weapon? Is that the bazooka I have in my backpack? Before we come to Great Britain, a great friend of mine taught me a valuable lesson. You mean Kazuma-sama? Listen, Ryosuke. We lawyers are only human. We cannot know for sure what the truth was behind the lies. Which is why we must report the primary weapons. An unwavering belief in our clients. That's what we have to really have. An unwavering belief? Only when we believe in our clients can they fight to the very end in their case. In the battle, there's no victory without faith. So I believe you, unwaveringly. What's so funny, Gina?
Wasn't like the Empire all Japan came from? Everyone must be soft. Oh, come on. The mess you got you into, believing that boot trotter.
Yes, I never had to help the murderer walk free. He's dead now.
At least you learned your lesson now. Believing in people's never worth it. Someone always tries to stab in the back at the end. As soon as you let you down your guard, you've had it. Take a leaf out of my book. Believe no one or get hurt by no one.
Gina, may I ask you something?
What?
Just make absolutely sure that you like us with these episodes of papers tomorrow's trial.
Every time I told ya, rip them up, chuck them away.
Are you really sure that's what you want?
I bet that's what we want all now. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried lawyer over there. Don't forget what it means. Don't forget it was me in the trial 2 months ago that led to everyone's garden path, didn't I? Tell me you can believe in me after that. Not likely.
Mr. Naruto? Most primary thing is an unwavering belief in their clients. You know what? I can trust her. Gina, let me say again. Please allow me to represent you in tomorrow's trial.
Eh? What, are you half-baked?
Not at all. You're not once admitted to committing the crime, have you? What's more, I believe that you're telling the truth.
Seriously,
Mr. Naruto.
Didn't you hear all of what I said before? I'm a born lawyer. Fibs just chip off my tongue. And I'm a diver, don't forget. I pulled the wool over the eyes of 2 months ago and got into all sorts of trouble. Why would I ever trust me now? I just don't get it.
Gina, I do understand why you choose not to put trust in others. But I assure you, there's more to this life than you realize.
What do you mean?
You're late. You're late for a very important date. It's okay. We found out that the picture had some blood on it, belongs to Scissors. And Gina's coat, they saw some blood on Gina's coat, they sprayed it. And it turned out Gina's coat is completely covered in blood from the thrice fried Mason. Which means Mr. McGilly did actually kill him. So Mr. McGill did kill the thrice fried Mason. And now they're just trying to convince Gina to let them represent you. It's full of people who do very well to trust. People who won't ever let you down.
Eh.
Shrooms is a student of law, and I'm currently lacking quality experience. But I can promise you this. Whatever happens, and until my very last breath, I'm completely on your side.
What do you expect me to say to that?
Then it's decided. I'll take these papers now and carry out the necessary preparations for tomorrow's trial. It was a shame to throw them away now, after it's been penned in with your name beautifully.
Do what you like. You Eastern lot I don't know what you are. I don't get ya.
Gina taking herself off to the back of her cell. She never admitted, but I hope she's feeling relieved. It turned out alright in the end, I think. It's time for the trial to begin. Who was hiding there? Show yourself at once. He's dropping in the heart of cowardice. Mr. Sasso? Somebody's there in the shadows. I can sense it. Somebody who wasn't there before. What?
Blimey, you're sharp, eh?
Oh, yeah, I was at the right place. A bit more gruff.
I suppose you're the one with those majestic Japanese arts. The art of stealth that I've heard so much about.
If anyone was being stealthy, it was you, Inspector. Gregsy!
Oh, dear me. Look, I'm extremely sorry, Your Ladyship. I didn't mean to startle you.
How long have you been listening to our conversation?
Good grief, listening in? No. I just got a word that there was some visitors who ruffians who leaving through. I just got word that there are some ruffians. The other word that there are some visitors who are ruffians to leave even though it was after hours. I assure you, my lordship, I only just arrived. This very minute, not a moment earlier. That's all, nothing, onwards, nothing at all.
After hours? Is that late already?
So then, I'm excuse myself now, Your Ladyship. Ta-da, toodle, cheerio, and all the best. Bye-bye.
That's a lot of farewells. Not one of them was appropriate for her ladyship. Oh, but I want to have a chat.
I'm terribly sorry, but time's passing at the minute.
Oh, I see. That's a shame.
If I don't get to this emergency the Supreme Court dealt with sharpish, Lord Strongheart we will.
Emergency? Lord Strongheart?
Nothing! Forget I said anything! Anyway, there's chips on the floor! No, they're my chips! Stop eating me, stupid cellmates! Get back here! Hey! Hey, open your cells! Nothing yet. Is that anything? I'm off to get them.
Alright, Gregsy. If you have to, but let's chat soon.
Delight, charmed, can't wait. You please, my pleasure.
That's a lot of pleasantries, and not one of them was sound of serene. Gregsy's so funny. He does such silly things. It's silly and entertaining to see the Inspector of the Police fawning over a 10-year-old girl. But anyway, I wonder what the emergency is at the Supreme Court. I must attend to the court clerk's office now before it closes. Yes, of course. Thank you, Mr. Surtiso. Kindly escort Iris home now, Mr. Noto. I shall meet you there later. She's a ninja. She vanished into the background. And so our investigation came to an end. Surtisos went to file the necessary papers for the defense of Gina the following day. And then it hit me. I could no longer suppress the wretched feeling I had been gnawing at my insides. Tomorrow, Tadasan would be leaving Britain and making her way back to Japan. Tadasan's father became sick, and so she's heading back to see him before he dies. 6th of April, 11:13 p.m. Noto's legal.
There.
Noto-san, it's been a very trying day, hasn't it? I do hope you're not exhausted. What about you, Son? Today's been more trying for you, I'm sure. Mr. Jones was shot before your eyes, Gina was arrested. All the back of your news is father has fallen ill and must be returned to Japan at once. Hope your father recovers soon. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for your kind words. I wonder why it is that so many thoughts raged in my head like a storm, and yet I seem unable to find the words to express any of them. I know exactly what you mean. Oh God, is what it feels like to be you? It's horrible! Anyway, I have the one final task to complete your digital assistant. Once it is done, I shall make my preparations for our departure tomorrow. One final task? No, don't throw me! It's 2 months since we arrived in London. We've managed to establish this office, we're finally feeling through, we're getting settled in. I'll be lying if I said I felt no regret. I'm sorry, Sadasa-san. Just so sudden. I don't know what to think. I had no time to gather my thoughts. I know we've only been here a short time, but in my limited experience of the courtroom, I feel I've learned something. And what would that be? It seems to me there are many facets of people with personalities. Facets? Like a jewel, the lights play of complex patterns illuminating their actions and motives. We only see the small number and total facets, and we're illuminated by only part of the whole story. What lies in the shadows? What do those facets we cannot see look like? Perhaps there's some part we'll never lay eyes on for as long as we live. That's so true. Sometimes I feel though I'm blind to so much. But I keep hoping that one day it'll all become clear. That all the facets will be illuminated and finally understand the meaning it fits together. I don't know, son. I suppose what matters is that we keep our eyes open and keep on moving forward, even if the ways sometimes seem dark. Resin thinks it's just been 2 months. You've grown so much. Sorry? I've what? Oh no, it was nothing. Unimportant. Do you know what time you'll be leaving London in the morning? Yes. I picked up my ticket earlier. So we're leaving here at 4 AM. Jesus Christ. See, well, I'll escort you to the station. Absolutely not. That's only 5 hours from now. Go to bed. Sorry? I'm pretty realized I couldn't possibly let you do that. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow. No. I think there's like I think this Phoenix Wright's great grandfather. Yes, I know, but every word you utter will have the potential to examine Gina's fate. You must get as much rest as possible. Even though, like me, I'm sure you'll find it hard to sleep. But please, for me, do try. You mentioned one final task a moment ago. What do you mean? Oh my, I nearly forgot. Please, I want you to have this. What's that? Now this is like way in the past. This was before the Japan of the Phoenix Wright series became a mix of Eastern and Western culture. So it's all Eastern there at the moment. What's that? What's that? It's my notes from the case 2 months ago. The murder I committed on the omnibus. McGill's case. It's like it's the case of Mr. Windake's murder. Gina's accused. Very much tried to put that omnibus case, though it's not completely apparent. I took the liberty of consolidating my writing case for you. With everything else she had to think about, Todoso-san still managed to do this, and anointedly laid out for me beautiful handwriting. It was my pleasure. I can only hope we'll bolster your case tomorrow for the Gina. Thank you so much, Todoso-san. I'll do my best to use it wisely. You really are the brightest digital assistant in the world. Well, that's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure. Sorry? I don't quite catch what you said there. Oh, ignore me. I just bumped me to myself. How dare you put you down yourself? I will pick you up and I'll put you on the roof to keep you up. Well, it's getting rather late. I think you should go to bed now, Naruto-san. I must finish packing my things in my room. Naruto-san, I wish you the very best luck tomorrow. Good night. Wait, there's something else I need to say. Hiya! My spine! Bah! I've never actually played Jump Force. I do know of them, but I've never actually played any of the games. What's that? Secret deed of mine. Sono's shut down. Shut down? Please, I implore you. If we had voice our goodbyes, I won't be able to hold back my tears. You left me hanging over the goddamn staircase banister. My spine is in tatters. Get back here! I know the original ones, back when they were 2D like fighting platformers, they were much better than the crazy 3D one they made recently. You want to play the classic ones? It's really been a trying day. I feel like I was getting open up for us. Learning the truth about what happened, what nemesis of the case. Physically and mentally, I was exhausted. And yet, the idea of sleep seemed impossible. But I forced myself to close my eyes. My eyes are dead. Now you got me thinking of the bloody Cell Versus series you guys made. Oh no, it's Budget Increase Frieza, and it's Frieza from Jump Force. As I constantly seen in our lives, London played in my mind. Eventually my affective trumped and I fell into a deep sleep. Thank you, Princess Luna. Oh, that's Tuesday. Ha. Trial day to start. 17th of April. The small house, Senzin's house hospital. Ward 3. Oh wait. This is...
Yes! I quite understand. That's a great rate of my mind. Rest assured, I shall put everything in place, exactly as we've discussed.
Thank you so much.
It's been an honor and pleasure to acquaint with you, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, the contrary. The pleasure has been mine. Please don't shoot me. I bid you farewell, and Godspeed.
Oh.
My dear madame.
Oh. I think Sholmes is going to be standing next to me in court tomorrow. I think Sholmes is going to be my new assistant. Rejection Part 4. Trial Part 1. When I woke the following morning, the sun was already gone. Outside the window, rain came down in lightened sheets. So it began the ever an even longer day than the last, the one I would remember for the rest of my days. 17th of April, 9:32 a.m. Old Bailey, Defendants, Arch-Chamber. Good morning, Gina. I determined to prove it innocent today. I'm sure we can do it.
So we're your friend then?
Sorry?
You know, the fancy dress, Sodasser, or whatsoever. You say it, I don't know.
Miss Sodasser had to leave early this morning. She's already gone by the time I woke up.
You're alright with that, are ya? Forget about me and you like. Go and see her off.
It's fine. It's not as through Miss Sodasser. I won't meet her again one day.
Even so.
But you, Gina, you only get one chance. The trial today is all we have.
morning, you two.
Oh, it's Iris.
How are you feeling, Kitty? You managed to sleep?
Meow! You brought me here for feeding me fish again. Feed me fish. Or maybe feed me a gun so I can get my own fish. Yes, that works. Iris, what are you doing here?
What do you mean? When a friend's in need, she shows us her support. Isn't that right, Waggy?
Fish, bitch! I'm getting my own fish.
Waggy!
Great. Great way to show your support, Kitty.
Let's having those nerves around. What I'm gonna do about it.
Oh, that reminds me. I bought the paper on the way here. Now, would you like to go with the good news or the bad news? What do you say, Bruno? Kitty?
Oh, well, I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first.
Nah, I'll take the good news first. You might not live to hear the bad.
Yes. Question always gives me people gives away their personalities.
Let's not go there. Alright then, give me the bad news first.
Give the bad news first. I reckon the amount of rain has fallen this morning. Carriages all over capital are struggling to move.
Huh. The bad news was a weather report.
So Susie she made a train to Dover, and the train delayed one to the port.
Gosh, yes.
Alright then, what's the good news?
Well, the rain forecast is subside this afternoon. So even though the train's delayed, she wouldn't make it in time. Up later. Well, that's the good news, isn't it?
I couldn't give you monkeys, really.
If only good news cancelled out the bad.
And look, the trolls made headlines too. Pawnbroker perishes in big purse plunder, I see.
Tisk, how'd you like that? They always let me say what you want. See if I care.
I can't because you're covering your face.
Don't worry, Bruno will show everyone the headline is nonsense.
I will.
And then tomorrow papers, and it will be discharged driver to dauntless good-doer. Discharged driver is dauntless do-gooder. Isn't that right, Bruno?
Oh, yes, let's hope so.
Of course it will. I have absolute faith in you. Now, with that, I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it? Did it?
It's like she was still here. Today's paper has been added to the court record. It was the rain that killed the guy. What's this?
There's a sensational story lower down the front page. Look, mystery mole, classified secret may have been leaked overseas. The mystery of justice.
For 10-year-old Ursula has a finger on the pulse of the world news.
A secret criminal between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently, he's been intercepted by hostile nations.
Communications were being intercepted? How would someone even do that?
Question is, that's the question, isn't it? I've come with 3 different possibilities methods so far.
Looking for a new career, Reno? No, of course not. I wonder. That's just what Lord Strongheart was looking about yesterday.
It could be. You could explain why the Grubsy is running the pill of the post at the moment.
Always look at all the evidence you get. Okay, so those poor puppers. I don't worry about the cats. The cats will fall and land on their feet. So the cats should fall first and catch the dogs. Case summary: Victor found deceased. Last schedule owned by the Death Master. He's a member of London.
Roughly, I don't know the law like Cersei does, but still. I'll just shoot the prosecutioner and end the case like that.
That won't work. He's a vampire.
Fuck! I didn't bring my silver bullets. I mean my silver rockets.
I'll be by your
I'll be beside you all the time, giving you moral support and encouragement.
I'm not sure that big thing isn't comforting to what you think it is, to be honest, but thank you, Iris. Very kind of you.
Oh yeah, Iris.
Yeah, Giddy?
Well, I was wondering, is that all about Shrooms? Did they fix them up alright?
Yes. The operation was a great success. But Charlie still hasn't come around yet.
Eh?
I have a friend of mine in Scotland Yard. So send a telegram as soon as he wakes up.
I'm sure Gregson will let us know the moment he's in the news. Silver works in everything. Pretty sure if I shot you with a silver bullet, you'd still die.
Alright.
No, sir, no, Mr. Sholmes. It's all down to me today. Prove Gina is innocent in this crime.
Oi, oi, oi! Miss Greenland, sir! Council of Defense, the trial is about to begin. Oi, 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 make your way to the courtroom. Oi, oi, oi.
You have to say oi every time.
No, but I like saying it. It sounds funny.
It's time then. Let's go, Gina and Iris.
Lead the way, Reno.
Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I'm believing it from the start to finish. That's the weapon we use to secure our victory here. If I learned anything from my great friend, it's that. Don't step on cats while the boat rocks and while someone pushes you and you hit a bedpost. Very specific lesson I learned. 10th of April, 10 AM courtroom, Old Bailey courtroom. Ho ho ho! In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare the courtroom to be in session. The trial will determine the guilt and innocence of Greener Lonsday. Ho ho ho! And I call upon the counsel and prosecution to declare the witnesses of proceedings. Blah! The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. Lord Medic. Blah, my lord. Remind me, how many years ago that you withdrew from the public prosecution service? It was some 5 years ago, my lord. Yes, 2 months ago you fared somewhat unexpectedly. And you're here again today. Ho ho ho! The circumstances which the courtroom should be aware the allegiance is erratic behavior. I need my blood, blah. With what might describe your former as well as 5 years past, though it's definitely in matters concerning the highest of echelons of society and government. Really? Ho ho ho! Yet today you should duplicate of burglary and murder. I confess it much more befuddling in council. Blah. The 2,000 person I cannot abide. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind the mask of philanthropy to cheat the public and at large.
He means Miss McGill. We defended against the Reaper 2 months ago.
Can you even see over the desk? Yes, I'm just about to manage to work that out, thank you. Mangus McGill. If I'd known that monster was authority to defend him. Blah. And secondly, even more loathsome, those willing scoundrels who make masquerades as allies, only to effect a total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, conflict chickens with tiny islands on Far East. The Nampadon, the Nipponese. What? Where did he say that? He means you, Reno. I actually managed to work that out too. Thank you, Iris. Total betrayal? What are you talking about? Blah. The total look of hatred in Zake's eyes. Directed solely at me. Was it looking about the Japanese or people as all? Ho ho ho! An alarmingly scathing explanation, Lord Zeke. Still, this is a welcome the return of the so-called Reaper of Bailey, feared all by London's malfeasance. Blah, I've been here 3 times already. Did you forget that, your lordship? Woohoo! No, juniors. Their jurors seem to have been selected at random to represent the press on this trial. Wait! That's a German dictator that's a German revolutionary that escaped from Japan. That's the old doctor again. The third guy's new. I've seen her before. And what the hell is the Crescent Moon guy doing here? Are you ready to hear the visit?
From the British Army, I know chaps were well ready.
Clear cookery, clear cutlery, clear consensus. His lordship better is appropriate, I think. Everything will be in self-escape in the future. Absolutely everything ready for it.
Oh, I understand. I could have left it here. Not possible, but could I have?
Moving into my tune society. Stop. Female contact for right. Stop.
Good there. I am London sightseeing. Would like to take a bus to the Crystal Tower, please.
Is something wrong right now? Oh, not exactly. It's just... I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact. The mouse is reading the book! The cute little mouse.
Really? Funny coincidences like that happen from time to time, don't they? That's quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know?
So I'm not to believe. Something tells me I'm being duped. One second. Ho ho ho! The court calls upon the prosecutor to introduce the facts of the case. Blair, as you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with the word of warning for the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there's never been a more self-evident case in the cold-blooded murder. Blair, the victim, Mr. Pop Windybank, proprietor of the pawn shop, an old baker sheet, was shot from behind and died instantly. Prosecutor presents a photographic print of the crime scene. Court now observe, there's a single bullet hole wound in the just below the gentleman's left shoulder. Evidence suggests the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near instant death. Blair, moving on to the victim's Scotland Yard corner. Reports say the bullet entered the body and a rising diagonal trajectory. And what's that supposed to tell us? It means the victim's likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than myself. Someone that they accused, you might say. Oh! Fortunately, wishes to present the autopsy report to the crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Oh ho ho! Indeed! I'll put this in my stocking. Hand of leave, please. Why did I put all the evidence in stockings, Your Honor? No reason. Now, as the court turns attention to this plans of the establishment. No. I look at evidence first. Okay, my broker. Death time of death between 1 and 1:30. Reporting party was me. The bullet was found in the upper half of the victim's body, not visible signs of trauma. Autopsy finding instant death, prosperity would be on heart attack. Sir, I have found your problem. You appear to have a bullet hole in your back. There, the papaya was found on the where the articles kept pawned him. The windowless room, single point of entry, the door to the main shop was found locked. The steel chamber, there was only 2 persons present. The victim between the bank and the accused. Duh. Further instructions, court knows when the accused discovered the scene. Had a gun in her hand and used to fire the fatal bullet. She was also unconscious. Well, that's that then, isn't it? Nothing more to say.
Grab a little girl, pick pickpocket anyway?
She's one of the filthy tabs of something in East End. Oh well, there was a matter of time before she got blood on her hands then.
What are you just waiting for?
We can't jump to a conclusion like that. We mustn't assume her guilt just because she had what she had to do to survive. Ah, fresh blood. From Belmont this time. I won our fight. Haha. My lord and please friend. It's you who must jump to the conclusion. Blair, the police is barely going to present its case. Quite evidently, the following act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses. Oh, goodness gracious! After their testimony, the girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pick purse and a cold-hearted killer. Here's to establishing the truth. We'll have the full plan and firearm into the evidence. Hand over the bail of previous lords and Zeke. Blair. At once, your lord. We have a gun. This isn't good. I know. There's only one way out of this. Fire! This has been Bake's gun. Someone is completely empty. The Bake's always used to keep his gun in hand at the shop's counter. Yes, but only ever a single bullet was loaded. I understand. That's right. To get the poor knuckles were in cases they're safe. But one bullet was fired at night. The poor man lost his life. He's protecting his shop, I wonder. Trying to keep the articles safe? I don't appear to see any other important parts of this. Came in here, got in here, shot the guy dead, and decided to take a nap. It all makes sense now. It's not good.
In fact, the mood here has turned very gloomy all of a sudden, Bruno.
I think that has blah. Let us begin. Being forth the witnesses, the foul murder of Mr. Poppy Winterberg, 16th April this year. The narrator somehow appears on the bench. Wait, what am I doing here? These witnesses state their names and occupations for the court.
My name is Betty Professional Body.
My name is Falcon Occupations.
Thomas and Garrison, Scotland Yard Inspector.
That's right. That's what we're called. The three Skull and Beavers.
What are you looking at me for? Don't let me in with you lot, you lot.
Oh, blimey, that's cold, don't you think? What's that for?
Yeah, I were above those contractors I've seen screwing around the shady corner of the capital.
And last night, we came across you, very old spirit bloke. Ain't that right, Ringo?
Isn't it? Very split item.
We've decided that we was gonna call ya. The
Big Brofskulos.
Come on, lay it out, you two.
Scully Skull? That's before you ran out of chips? Oh, well then, Inspector Skulky Garrison.
I beg your pardon, my lord. My name's Tobias.
What would you like to know, Inspector, is what you were doing at the witness's stand.
The Skullbrothers are currently under arrest, my lord. Suspicion of theft.
These are they? These three?
Not my lord. Begging your pardon. Please don't let me in with these lot.
Blair, do not to go these two brothers who legally entered the establishment intent to burgle. In the course of their infamous activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime. Oh, by Jove, in the extraordinary circumstances. Blair, indeed, my lord, while attempting to burglarize a pawnbrokery, they witnessed the Presterian murder. God, he must be very short. He's a box. He's already that much shorter. Order! Order! Blah. These vicious trespassers of brothers are not subject to today's proceedings, although they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gentlemen on the straight and narrow. Ho ho ho. Of course, Inspector. But as I'm about to exculpate with these 2 ministers, I will permit them to take the stand. Blah. Mr. and Mrs. Skulkin? Or Skulkin. We will now testify before the court. Blah. Describe the events of the question, and exactly how you saw.
I'm happy to.
Cause Skulkin's never skulking.
Get on it. Get out of it.
Illegal entry.
We was walking down Baker Street at small hours, and all craft doors jar open, you see.
I was like, it's quite a sign. Big wants to go in, it was.
But once I got inside, cool blimey lummy, we heard a gun shot from the back room.
We went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside.
We never did nothing, Governor. We looked like nothing. We left after quiet night.
Ooh, your voices are terribly annoying. Talk like normal people.
Make me.
Terrible coincidence, it would seem. The first moment these miscreants entered the property, the more sinister crime was afoot. Blah. The women consist of the crime scene in very detail. Blur, the door access to stone of the man's shop and did lock from the inside. And within only the victim's cures were found. I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, let's make cross-examine the witness now, of course. Counsel, if you please. Counsel? Yes.
What's the matter, Bruno?
Sorry, I stunned the silence for a minute by the blatant lies they told their pair on the stand. I know it was all nonsense, but because I saw it with my own eyes. Just expose their testimony with a pack of lies it is. We're walking down Baker
Street, small house of rough. The gas door was dry, see?
You were saying begging for us to go in, it was.
Went outside, cold blimey, then we heard a gunshot from the back room.
Let's see what was what. Door was locked from the inside.
No one else done nothing, Governor. Nothing, just left after that, nice and quiet.
I'm pretty sure this should be it, because it'll be the blood of Sholmes.
Objection.
What? The blood of Sholmes? Come on! This is the last time it's cleared out of evidence. I'm sorry, Counsel, but I failed to see the connection. Oh. For heaven's sake, would you kindly strengthen your right open? This is gonna be the fun part of Phoenix Riot. Well, you know the bloody evidence, I won't let you present it.
There's nothing, Governor. We never took nothing, just left out there nice and quiet.
Hold it!
You mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom? Blah, if I don't further having difficulty gasping the situation, perhaps you'll join help. See the shop entrance on the street. There's only one door in the storeroom.
Because there was only a little old burning lamp, not much to see by.
The door was hidden behind a curtain after all. That's right. We arrived at the door was most obscured by the curtain. Tell me, why did you try and open the? Why did you try to? Any normal pair of people would run at the sound of a gunshot, I would think.
Oh well, you turn to a rabbit. Your turn to rabbit, Ringo.
Oh well, Nash, yeah. I suppose you would have to say we ain't normal, eh? Blah. Broadly speaking, human response one of two ways, and Henry gunshots and screams. Timidly or gaping in fear, while the courageous investigate and see what might help. Blah. Lieutenant was later inclined by learned than a friend. It would seem though either the former. Fuck. Alright, somehow just to prove the coward they were the night. Thank you, Counsel. So I believe all understand the door is locked, cannot be opened. Proceed with the witnesses.
We haven't done nothing, Governor. Look at nothing. We left that nice and quiet.
Hold it!
You didn't do or take anything? Is that your story?
It was bedlam, seeing as, wasn't I?
It was, Nash. It was. We didn't even have time to pull the Duke's lucky locks. So with no time to take your hands out of your pockets, you just left nice and quiet, you say?
That's right, Governor. Nothing more ain't more violent than a piece of nibblers. We're not burglars.
Yeah, Nash. We are. We never pulled the Duke's lady lockets. Thank you. Thank you, Mum. So you'd like to clearly like us to believe. Come again?
Come again?
How'd you find the pawnbroker that night? You not run into anyone else? I got some tea, so I'll be... My tea break. Quick tea time. Do you not fire a gun at that person? Ho! Didn't lie, they fired a gun at me. It was like that time I flew through Texas. Ah!
Blimey, Governor.
You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway. You just admitted it, genius. It was. Why are they bleeding, Nora? Did not mention that before. Is it Polivion? You were armed with a gun. As you fled the scene of the crime, you fired that gun. That Lord Greatest Detective, Sherlock Holmes. They shot the great Sherlock Holmes. I did hear that actually.
Mommy, they shot Sherlock Holmes. Can I get the autograph? He's an asshole.
Blair, on the night in question, this pair was arrested by the police within minutes of discovery of the crime scene. Blair, the suspicious contenders rapidly gave them away. It was first, I'll find what was indeed found in their possession. Oh. Blair, furthermore, the barrel should stand to him shot being fired from it. The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from their brothers. Yes, indeed. Rims of powder around the muzzle, the same counsel. Oh, go hold of weapons as evidence. There's more guns everywhere. Blur, now learning upon his friends. Hey, what are you doing? I didn't look at the evidence. You gotta do that in the middle of talking. Shut up. Now, there's an ammunition still loaded in the 5 in this revolver with 6 cylinders. Yes, which tells us that a single charge has been fired from it. Exactly. Bullet hit Hurley, in fact, isn't it? Yes, it happened almost as soon as we'd walked in through the back door. I'll make those brothers pay. Nothing needed on this gun. Hey, all the bullets around here. There's no bullets in this gun. Yeah, what, you can pull the trigger and find out. Hop! Bah! Blur, now my loading pulse, friend. Yes? Blur, here's your successful presenting of the evidence. For yes, there is a telltale sign of spent gunpowder on the gun and a single bullet missing from the chamber. But these precautions demand evidence to be fired from that scene. Well, I don't need evidence, because I was there.
Objection.
Blur, however, the rest of the courtroom was not. Blur, the defense fails to provide evidence to support this claim. Which you have no choice but to toss your incompetent and move on. If at least you fired a gun before they left the Windy Banks that night. Oh, the court claims to be affirmed, a clear proof. Evidence shows that witness unloaded the firearm in the pawnbroker shop that night.
Take that!
The evidence is in this portfolio. What do you think you have there, Counsel? In the course of investigations, we discovered a number of blood stains. Blur, not something please do your job in the train to do? How agony in the pulse of you. Well, anyway, we analyzed the blood samples found in the recorded result in the portfolio. We claim that the evidence the court is determined for Stephen. Yes, my lord. No more delaying, Counsel. Present the payment of evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves that these witnesses unloaded a fire at the scene?
Take that!
What is that? Explain. The photograph print is taken by Windy Banks pawnbroker the day of the incident. Oh, from the scene of the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? What would it be? There's been a bullet lodged in there. Yes, your lordship noticed. The bullet pierced Mr. Banks' calendar. They showed the beginning of the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. It occurred 1 hour after midnight. This indicates a separate shot has been fired at the calendar of the 16th. That's right, and while indisputable, the defense believes credible evidence the witness did fire the grand of gun pawnbroker that night. Water. How does push believe? Oh, it's congealed. Blur. Without the direction of the my friend wishes to take, but Juice had no objections. What? But you'll forgive me for filling my hollow chalice alongside disgusting, repugnant as it exposes. Blur. Yes, on the net to question. The brothers entered the pawnbroker illegally. And like the bad buddies they came to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back into the streets.
Take it easy, Governor. Let us handle the soup.
Yeah, we had a deal. We're gonna let them go into details. Tell them, Sharky. Tell us how the bloke straight.
I have nothing to add.
So he knew, didn't he? Then Zeke knew the testimony would certainly expose their crimes. Blur, it would seem now that I owe my learned police friend a word of gratitude. What do you mean? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact. What fact do you refer to, Van Zeke? As it been established, the point of the arrest is a single shot being fired from the bolted gun. However, that shot is found in the target, Mr. Sholmes. Blur, the clear that witness cannot be accused of fatal shooting of the presence of the victim. Duh! Blur! In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Windy Banks at all. So that's it.
That's it. We haven't done nothing. We do with it.
Yeah, Nash, we did it. This went right, I reckon. Your crimes are unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and not to forget attempted murder.
Whack a log, you fellas.
Fuck. Yeah, we're in for it now, bruv. Now then, let us take a moment to consider the Fairmont's great detective Sherlock Holmes. You would have seen the pensioners of pawnbroker in the question somewhat regular. Where's he going with this? If you're taking pleasure in tinkering with atomic and machinery. And aesthetic. Says who? Not me. Don't give me that look. Here's some machine on the one at the victim's shop.
Oh! So the hell these red-handed recorders?
What's that count to? Appearance of a recording of a contraption? As your lordship summarizes, indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half an hour, an automated take photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, it would be caught red-handed. Which was the time the photograph is taken by the device that night in question. Completely identical prints produced every quite delusionally fashion. Very particle, I feel. In fact, two such devices in victim shop, my lord. If I may return to the court plan premises, there are requisitions are here. Oh, these cameras will print every half an hour without fail, I see. But it would help if the anticipated thief conducted their activities every 30 minutes intervals. Only one could pray that would be criminal ledgers, my lord. On the night in question, the witness currently in the stand and we are not caught on camera.
Yeah, bit of fat trickery. Huh, bruh?
Yeah, that was so. What loves those skulkins? Oh, what is this? What time you press Chasser again?
Must have been just after one. Right, brother?
It must have been Nash. Must have been, yeah. Just got one. Which is the case with before these brothers entered the establishment. I see my respect to see what's in the shop. Let's examine the evidence. Good lord. That's the defendant. That's the defendant. Miss Wednesday. As you can certainly see, the good picture of the gun in hand facing the victim right over the top of the counter. No doubt concerning the proprietor opened the door at the back storeroom. Oh, quiet. No one can too easily imagine the events that unfold. Go without taking the photographic witness as evidence. If you would please, counsel.
I don't believe it. Skinny.
Meow.
It's Murray, the demonic talking skull. In short, the accused is the only person who could possibly commit with doing acts. Game over, trace is done.
My same lord. I've got my personal word at this point.
Go ahead, Mr. Foreman.
I took a bullet put to the knee in battle wound, and I didn't know. Decorations for it, it all forced me to retire from the service, sadly. Most metal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like this in Battlefield.
Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly your point?
The Here in the battle after retirement, you see. Battle of daily life, looking like. I'm here now, leading a small quadrant, 6 men, good and true. But we'll never go down together. Mark my words, one for all and all for one. More Belmont's blood. Congratulations. I haven't done up in my wrong. I mean, the ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached their agreement already? Is that what you understand? Oh, when we told me, is that correct? The mayor speaking, yes. The member judgment, there. What? No. That's a two-step judgment. That's a report coming on the double. You're not just a appropriate at all times. You guys make good decisions too. I think we're finally true clear now. Return, touch it. I wouldn't have left it in here, but I just want to. Oh, honestly, I can actually remember. Situation clear. Stop. No more room for that. Stop. Drifting down until. Stop. Da. The vows of my brothers, but they're unlucky. Squeak. Very well. Oh, call upon member jury to state these are only leading to this matter. I know it's a verdict to the court.
Guilty.
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 Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Wait, did the doctor just hit it with his head? You can prepare the jury's on this. The photograph. Where's the definitive evidence the question was mentioned?
But Greeny didn't shoot him.
No, of course not. My lord, the defense wishes to assert its right of examination. Very well, the court grants permission. Blah, so you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising. You proceed immediately to summons the examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready? Sir, for your action for my chaps. Oh, very good. This is member of the jury. Now explain each on which ground you have determined the guilty to be guilty. Use connections.
The evidence clearly points a finger guilt. The young pickpocketing.
As a housemaid, I feel the ice was probably real contaminated.
I think you'll find a look photographic diphtheria. Truth will pop out.
Oh, if I have left it here, I think I'll be in repercussions by now.
Man, stop. Double translation, ready to follow, stop.
Da! The motherland. We will never judge by our clothes, judge by the head. I am convinced. I am convinced brother is innocent.
Series of the crime is evidence rather comprehensively.
Blah, the storm was locked from the inside, in which the victim was accused was discovered alone. In the accused's hands was a fatal revolver, and a finger firing had the witness by the witnesses. Not to mention this print. Takes like those it's an action in the battlefield. Young ladies, verge of pulling the barley trigger.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Jones.
Oh dear, early cameras are supposed to help, not hinder.
I feel struggle ahead of you. Fuck you, Judge. I'll do it myself. We'll do it live, which means there's no more situation I've yet to see.
Agreed.
You have the floor, Counsel. Proceed to summary examination. Defense rebuttal.
All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt to the young pickpocketing.
You're Mr. Natterson's landlord, Mr. Grab, aren't you? You can really stop a meeting like this.
Ah, you're the lawyer chap. Well, let's turn up for the books. Yes, rather turbulent time we had back then.
Some extraordinary events took place at your home, that's for sure. Luckily, Sherlock Holmes was able to put the bottom to it, all of it. I think it's rather a lot for you, don't we? I mean, obviously, Be suggesting that therefore you should change your leaning not guilty or anything. Could be denied, I suppose. Of course, the Gribbett house took the town by business. Or just moved out. We could barely get us all ticket for tendencies. Oh. I've had hard to break the news to Joni yet. Bad enough that these old girls clapped up. Yes, I can't be denied. You did rather a lot, but not for us. For Bafferdash didn't. I suppose not. Of course. To be one suggestion at the beginning, the reason why I'm leaning toward guilty here is obviously. But obviously, honestly. We'd rather pay more attention to the trial and less about the jury number 2. As a household matter, I'd like to see Phil's ice was probably righteously eliminated. Posh and bleach, should I say again? I made work is never done. Not a blemish must remain. What do you mean by filthy eyesore? On my way to the market for his lordship, I had to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, pick purses, crossmen, scum, and the earth. A little harsh, perhaps. Let me be plain. I'm classist. I mean, if it was up to me, all those black sons would be made as speck of span and eradicated. These are the people with a great detective working to achieve important goals. Famous Sherlock Holmes. That's right. Let's get the periods of exploits by reading his magazine between the duties. He's wanted to clean up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared I'm maid of the capital. Mr. Sholmes, a maid. Really quite unforgivable. Gutter scum! That actively shoot our great detective. My details was 2 brothers in the stands who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant. Minor detail indeed, but they're all gutter scum as far as I can concerned. Well, that just might be idea the fact straight alright, anyway. Yes, alright. I'll amend my statement. Ah, I've got an amendment. These brothers are the scum of the earth. They should be swinged for shooting the great detective. I think you'll find you look at the photograph to pop out. What do you mean? Look at the photograph in stereo. Oh, sorry, what? Don't you know? Look at the photographs print normally. Well, the people girls about to shoot the victim, obviously. There's no indication the defendant has fired the gun. Alright, I'm telling you what it looks for the same print in the stereo. It goes with total invasion. By chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? Oh, how did you know? Let's call it a lucky guess. It never gets old, seeing 2 prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary, it's captivating, high enough mandatory. Of course. Oh yes, I think of stereoscopes here to say. Gives a new perspective of what we've dreamed before, the great invention you've ever seen. If you could give me a new perspective in the case, might agree with you.
Hold it!
What's expect you to be muttering all about this time, sir? You keep talking about having left something somewhere, something like that.
Sorry. Hey, you probably tell I'm a surgeon.
A surgeon? Tell it past me, but was he Sherlock Holmes?
The conducting surgery in a country aren't considered doctors, I know. Even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science, real brains of the field.
So, what were you left behind?
Oh well, that's a little embarrassing to be honest. You see, I was operating on someone yesterday. Standard thing, went through the abdomen, but I failed the finish picture. I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere.
What? You surely not.
Exactly, surely not. You say yourself, did you? Worrying, isn't it? Well, definitely terrible. So a long time. Couldn't really lift my scalpel inside the fellow's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really.
That's my way of putting it. The other is manslaughter.
That's exactly my concern, seeing the case appeared to be swollen up. Maybe I'm not trying to remember exactly what I've screwed up anyway. Now, I'll try to make sure everyone's back so it should be. Well, I'll try to keep it out one fence shorter.
You're more sure. My mind, stop. Grab what you to use for the top. Sorry. Ready to missions? What do you mean? I'm on the race. Stop. Yes, I'm from the Emperor of Japan. Call the computers and Far East nations used to take place with mail. Royal Majesty must take the month to complete the journey.
Ah, well, we have the electric telegram. We can send messages with electrical signals. Thousands of miles capable of even later ocean beds to connect the entire world.
Thousands of miles of cable? Oh, on the ocean bed? Must make my head hurt thinking about it.
Are you well informed, my lady?
Are you well informed, my lady?
Hee hee.
The cables are soon becoming the thing of the past. Stop. And just when I started to catch up. Ready to message to the future. Stop. Message carried through the airways. Go to the globe. Stop. That's the government correct. Stop. Understand subject. Stop. Alright. Let's wear out those fingers. Error of 1 telegraph. Stop. Divided technology for proposition. Stop. People investigating like this terror are hard of technology, but utter piffle. Can't understand it. Really can't. They're just silly toys.
Excuse me.
I'm adjourned through. You haven't interrupted you obviously filming about. What? Have you had something to say about the jury number 5's last mark? If I couldn't guess. Well, you bet I do. Say that again. Go on. I dare you. Goodness, what are you talking about? Are we talking to me? It might be, yes. Think I stepped on a toy, do you? Huh? Absolutely. I mean, really. Machines visit photographs in 3 dimensions. Why on earth would anyone just use their eyes to look at the photo around you, huh? It's all 3-dimensional. That was a great way to appease the man. No, I'm sorry. Stereocrypton is pretty practical use at all. You just don't know. Pardon? I think you'll find a viewing photograph through a scope and look at all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate. What sort of possibilities? Well, take a crime scene for example. If there are photographs of the crime scene is used through the telescope, reveal hidden clues you noticed before. What? Have you got any remote? Any prints that look with the stereoscope? Maybe there's prints here. Shouldn't be tricked, I think.
Take that!
Alright then, junior number 3. Are you saying you can do this with 2 stable photographic prints? Of course I can. Very well then, I'll let you just demonstrate. But I'd be delighted to. Give me one more print on the major wall.
Take that!
Wait, sorry. What do you mean, one more print? Oh dear, you don't have these from Far East. You know how stereotypes work. No. What? You need 2 predicates of the stereotype, remember? No, one's on the left eye, one from the right eye. Oh yes, I remember now. Picture from Hornbreaker is just a normal photograph. Oh no, I think you'll find the clues in the name, the stereoscope, not a monoscope, yours are 2 prints. Thanks for the friendly explanation. Well, if they the print at some point later in the trial, you can always show it to some men then. Ha! I think I'll find an old experience is really starting to annoy me. Let's get the things back on track. Can we, Council? Blah, duh. In Motherland, we never judge closed by the judge, curd, accountants by the innocent. Please tell me you're not Val Bonvetsky, the Russian revolutionary. Revolutionary? Duh. I believe there's a rumor. It's just a rumor. I just see, unfortunately, it appears that took me a very vicious criminal. Your words, not mine. I just wanted to point that out. Duh. People call me revolutionary, murderer, autocrat. And which one fits? Good day. I am visiting London to first saying, I'll not take a bus to the Crystal Tower, please. Right, that didn't sound second at all. You'll forgive me having my doubts. To be treated like a vicious criminal at all times is very painful. People don't realize. You have such sympathy for these brothers. People say they're criminals, but only because of how they look. Skulking brothers. Duh, maybe that one's at the pawn shop. But they've done nothing wrong. That's what I have to say. Skulking brothers did nothing wrong that night. Alright, first of all. Okay, so that's going to be added to the testimony and I can combine that.
Tell us something, Iris.
Where's Runa? You should have treated men from habits of London, aren't they?
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it?
In that case, is there a Russian tourist sitting among them who are looking for a word like a revolutionary?
I wish I knew.
I can't change the minds of more than half these 6 jurors. The trial will be over.
So we know Jenny never shot anyone.
Yes, we need to find the contradictions that Virginia's saying, pit them against each other. It's ready to go whenever it likes I have to. Convince him that Gino is innocent.
Objection!
Let's see if they're contradicting each other. Oh Lord, Counsel, explain yourself.
Oh my, a statement contradictionary.
Contradict? I don't have a stick. You got the wrong end of the stick. Duh! I don't have a stick. I have a mouse. He is adorable. Adorable little mouse. As jury number 2 said earlier, the Stalking brothers fled the scene of the night at the question their father shot from the revolver.
Yes, they shot the poor Mr. Sherms, and I don't understand.
You're going to tell the courtroom now that you didn't hear? Abdomen. Sir? Sorry. My English is still learning. We're telling the court you didn't hear. Forgive me. Duh, I do not hear. Here's the word, abdomen. Part of the person's body containing the stomach and other vital organs. What is it? Is this what you mean? You said to put plain English. I'm Russian. I'm not a native speaker. You would have thought it was a good idea to let a man be on the jury again. So, you're telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying? And said before, we never done anything, but the truth is, they shot the detective. Duh, this is double negative. Yes, that's exactly right. No, don't squish the mouse. Lying is wrong, especially when the lies a person who looks like a criminal. Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. This means, what they said would never took nothing. Maybe they're too big for a lie. This is true? Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods was found, so... Enough! I trust no one now. That's not the mouse's fault though, sir. I must, with my own eyes, I must investigate the crime and see myself. I'm afraid it won't be
Yes, Bruno. Usually.
Sorry?
The print from Harley's red-head recorder.
Ah.
To compare the pictures of Princess Greenie, the next print of the half later. We shoveled it straight away, see if anything was taken or not. Chloe, Mr. Prosecutor?
Blah. Tut tut. Calling the prosecutor in the middle of a summary explanation of all times. Prince John accused threatened the victim with the guns broken into the shop. This is one. Welcome back, Kokomera! We are in the trial. Blah. Found the victim, the accused moved to the sawmill. Blah. Meanwhile, the Stalking brothers entered the shop and suddenly heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Blah. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This print was produced by the camera half an hour later, after the brothers had fled. This was taken after Hurley was shot. Then, far as I can tell, nothing has been taken. This seems to be the case. I can't notice anything obviously missing in the second print. Welcome. So the brothers took the criminal with only one lie. They shot the man and then stole nothing. It would seem so, yes. Good. No, not good. You were right. I had not understood the situation. I now know the brothers have lied. I think it's very important to continue this trial. It has to be added to the evidence for it to work.
Yay! We did it, Reno! The balance is shifting!
Well, it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more weight to the jurors saying to come express the truth. If I can do that, we just might turn the situation around still in our favor. Ho ho ho! Thank you, Counsel. We changed the summary examination. And you're going to prison into the truth this year, along with all the color given you from the previous trials. I kindly hand over the new photograph print to bailiff experience and there we are, we got it. Another print to the court record. Whoop.
Hold it!
Can I show the new clues though? Not unless you try. How about this print here? How about this print here? This should do the trick, I think. What?
Take that!
Alright then, trick number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any two suitable prints of the prints? Of course I can. Very well then. I'd like you to demonstrate. I'd be delighted to. Give me one more print and I'll amaze you.
Take that!
Alright then, these two prints were both taken at the same camera. Windy Banks designed this question. I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer? Do you know how certificates work images work? Do you understand the principle? Well, I think so. Though I did have a lesson yesterday. I remember nothing. I'm an idiot because I'm a lawyer. Let the argument images the same environment and the shifts possible the same object. Oh yes, in the second chapter, there was a news report about a Russian revolutionary that escaped from Japan, and it's that guy. And somehow a tourist from Japan, who is a Russian, got put in as a juror in the trial. When you bring those images inside your head, it notices a shift in weird depth. Yes, exactly. It's a small shift between the certain objects. The two pictures are really important. So what if you say two photographs that are exactly the same then? I know, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Never seen the scene three-dimensionally anyway. Oh? Of course, now I see. I think the girl's discovered a secret. I have. She crossed her eyes. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me? I haven't had a look at these two pictures, Hurley. Come on, Reno, go on. The lamp is broken. And you see the obvious between them. Of course, the two people on the first, the lamp in the bottom right is both shifted and broken. As well as I think the curtains moved as well. Of course, two people in the front, but second hand. Yes, you can see this straight away. But now, look at the pictures in 3 dimensions. Alright, I'll give it a show. To start with, you have to cross your eyes and then try to make the 2 pictures overlap exactly. So I think I'm supposed to be doing this, but I have a headache and I'm not going to cross my eyes, I have a headache. So cross my eyes and make a quill and pen of each picture overlap in the middle. Yes, you do. So there are jurors in this game, and yes. So right now, all the jurors think he's guilty. So I'm trying to do a last effort to convince him that he's not guilty. So you have to beat the trial and convince the jurors. Wait.
Well, you made to see the probably Reno.
Ah. What's going on with these 2 pictures? So, suddenly, the corner of my eye jumped out. Everyone's fucking eye. He has the device.
Ah, yes. That's what you see. That's amazing power of stethoscopes.
The other amazing power? Is someone getting explained this black magicka?
The truth of even the corners that jump out like that. You'll find out if you consider a basic principle with stethoscopes, you'll answer the very own question. Basic principles? Stethoscope? As I said before, if you try and look at 2 identical pictures using the stethoscope, it won't work at all. The slight shifts in positions against certain objects let you see pictures in 3-dimensionally. In other words, even at the first glance, these seem to be objects that cannot have been moved between 2 pictures. There must have been a slight shift in the positions. Yes, there must have been.
Hold on fire there, sir. The reasonable grasp of the whole cross-eyed business, and I'd say. But what the devil is shift between 2 prints exactly be in the first place? Well, what's that to follow? Come on. You're a cross-eyed master. What? Me? I have the first idea.
You know, Bruno, it's quite simple.
It is?
Just think through this step by step. First photograph was taken 1 AM. Then 30 minutes later, second photograph was taken. But the picture on the countertop appears just as slightly in the intergram. Which means
Sometime in half an hour interval, someone must have tampered with things in the counter.
Zonkers!
Someone tampered? No information! Stop! Must mention this separation so far! Stop! Yes, we've had to go around the circles a little here, but it seems it's time to see what I should be aiming at in this summary examination. Ladies and gentlemen, the question is now clear. We know that items on the countertop were moved, but by whom?
Are you saying that you might know?
Of course. I can tell you right now, the responsible for an almost impossible shift in the items in the counter. Which one do I present? He couldn't reach.
Take that!
The witness is currently in the stand. The Skelkin brothers. Don't squish the mouse. Wait. Does this not agree with the brothers said in testimony before? They said they'd not even have time to duke the Lucy Lockets. My phrase book says dukes means hands and Lucy Lockets means pockets. Stop squishing the mouse. That's another lie. Is that what you're saying? I'm afraid so.
Now hold on there a minute. I can't be sure of that.
I quite agree. The accused is a common big person of all, after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk when she might steal.
I think that's unlikely.
And why exactly?
As you can see from this photographic print, the friend's positioning the gun at the victim. Would you seem to have learned friend? It would seem my friend, I can't remember the word, that she was cornered with Mr. Wang's open the room door. In other words, Mr. Leslie's is within the storeroom, not on the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. Which is a point of one thing.
The Skull brothers have admitted key facts in their testimony. But the accused pickpockets come in gutter trash. Why did it look any further than the wrongdoers here? Well, Skulk brothers are the thieves, madame. No better, in fact worse than the pickpocket purse. I believe these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if we condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, that would not be the least right, proper, and thoroughly scrutinized the testimony given to the two thieves.
Well said. I, for one, want to hear more from the shady pair.
I can see it all now. That you'll find stereoscopes under playthings, so they're extraordinary potential facets. I wholly agree. Stop. I'm about to press that child. Stop. We will return home via regret. Stop. Well, it seems the trial is yet to run its course. Ho ho ho! The judgment of the jury has declared their inclinations via the scales of justice. Hereby call the summarization to a conclusion with the balance altered to the defendant's favour. The true lean guilty, the false lean not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus. And I order the trial must continue.
Yay! Well done! Oh, by the way!
What?
Should hold to this, Reno. You never know, it might come in useful.
Twice in one trial would surely not be alright. This death will be added to the court record. Ho ho ho! Lord Van Zeeks! You will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony from them. So if it's unanimous to guilty, the defendant has a chance to ask the jurors why they said guilty, and you go like, okay, well, you say this. The jury says this. This juror says this happened, and the other juror says this happened. That's contradicting with each other, and then you convince them to change their mind. But once it goes all one way or all another way, the defendant or prosecution gets one last shot to push the case to the other way. But they have to get at least 4 out of the 6 people. So if it's all the way one way, has to tip slightly in the other direction for it to cancel. Blah! I'm sure you want to stir the bucket, my lord. I find myself another chance to probe the pair about their activities that last night. I won't stop probing them till I've proven that Gina is innocent. The trial part 2. That was very short for... Oh god, I'm 2 hours in. Wait. I'm leaning on the table. That's this one. Ho ho ho! Let's resume the proceedings. Witnesses, you now take the stand. Ho! I thought you'd heard the council's examination.
Yeah, Governor.
I did, Gov. I did. Mr. and Mrs. Skulkin. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin. Core! God! Blimey! This is going to be hard work. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered the Windy Banks.
As well as Bedlam, soon as wasn't it?
It was, Nash. It was. Didn't have time to pull me a dukes from me lucky pockets. God, I hate how they speak. They use really crap words. However, that was a lie. You brothers.
Core!
Blimey. On the 9th question, you've rifled through the items in the victim's counter.
We had nothing at all.
How'd you figure that out? Oh, they just admitted it. Oh no, they're not wearing masks. I think it's like it's either shadow from the hat or like soot. They're not actually wearing masks. Ho ho ho! You're not your fault once again, and you'll be getting coal again this year for Christmas. Wait, coal's probably a good thing. You can probably warm your houses with that. Not coal. You can have socks. Yeah, socks is better. You will hear the court precisely what happened on the night of the questions at this time and tell the truth. Blah! Each lie passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. Blah! Blah! I am now bleeding. Someone fetch me a towel. And the judgment of the deal crushing a blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. Blah! That's what I thought. Proceedings perhaps. Say no more, Gav. Say no more, Gav. Yeah, we'll blab, we'll speak, we'll preach. Illegal entry, the whole truth.
Alright, we knocked a few things over, but we weren't rifling or nothing.
It was when we heard a gunshot. See, they made us both jump before the stuff went flying.
Blimey, we didn't even give me half a fright. I was thinking the shooter come from the door next to us.
We stuck everything back where we found it and scampered straight into the black.
We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? We never even had a chance, did we?
You shot Herlock Sholmes. Ho ho ho! Admit the defence's accusations. You did indeed ransack the members' countertop the night of the question.
Not ransack, Governor. No.
That's right, Nat. That's right. It's more like tied it up. Yeah.
Blah.
Oh, sorry. By their own admission, the brothers entered the pawnbrokery and doubled the circumstances. However, they panicked and fed the hand gunshot, first having made off their good mess.
The way you said it made it all sound like it all.
We didn't, Nash. We didn't. We can't make them sound a bit more cutthroat. I just can't consider these men the straight up of the windy bang that last night. They're more to their testimony than meets the eye. I'm sure of it.
Why are you looking at me? I've nothing to do with this. I'm making sure these thieves don't run away. Alright, we did the things over, but we're up to nothing.
Hold it!
If that's the case, why didn't you testify to the effect in the first place?
Well, you know, ain't exactly squeak clean, are we?
Yeah, we ain't, Nash. We ain't. If we made something like that, people would think we was up to no good.
Well said, Ringo. Oh, me old China. We'd only let ourselves in more trouble.
And in fact now, the result of lying in your previous testimony, exactly what you've done, landing yourselves in even more trouble.
Well,
That's rotten luck.
stop looking at me. Look at them.
But you're so hands detector.
I said look at them.
Fine. There's a rotten appy leader. Blah, witnesses. Explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's quarter?
We never ransacked nothing.
Yeah, right, Nash, right. Looks like we tied up the place. I will only say this once. Blah.
Sorry.
It was when we heard the gunshot we made both jump and all stuff went flying.
Hold it!
So what you're saying is the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much that you knocked all the things off the counter.
Wow, shocked is one of them much, yeah. This old bag of nerves needs to keep his shirt on.
Look, was that alright? Blimey, dead granny wouldn't have woken up for that bang.
Big bruv, scared like a blooming baby. It fell over the counter. He knocked over the loot, the book, candlestick, and some skill, whatnot.
I could take it up in I could tell you what's in Manus Donuts? What knocked over the picture frame, what knocked the scales on the floor. Your really masters are working quietly then. What a racket! Your granny would have scared back the grave like that. So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise.
Oh, and then some. What do we...
Right.
You know what?
See, 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, 4.
Excuse me.
Inspector Garrison. Inspector Gregson. Do you want something to add?
Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate you lumping with these scoundrels.
No, something to add about their testimony. You seem to react just now to what Mr. Selkin said. Did it make you think of something?
It's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't have bothered mentioning it. Only, well, fact is, the case didn't get solved if you ignore the little details.
How about you just tell us what's on your mind?
As you know, we brought the fellas into the yard in question last night. The statement gave us a totally different story to what they're saying now. I did it. You claim you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot.
Might have ring a does bell mention it. I hate talking for them.
Granted, only a minor detail, but still. I can't help but feel that perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony here, fellas.
Oh, I thought the witness has been more soppy than Hithro proven to be. I shall force to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them.
Easy, easy.
Yeah, we'll get it right this time.
That's right, yep. Come on back at me now.
Blah! Then speak. Somebody will touch me with whatever details you have mostly returned to your questioning minds. Sirs.
And I see you over there, Belmont. Go back to the thing.
I'll get you, Dracula! Right, here we are, Gov. Just for the gunshot, we heard a voice yelling out, "Give me that gun!"
Hold it!
So in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously. Yeah, you did, Gov, you did.
Although, I suppose if you're being honest, we kind of heard him wavering voice before that, you know?
If you don't want to get shot,
give me that gun! Bah! Kind of thing.
a current actually tragically missed. Where the voice is coming from, could you tell? Of course we could. On the other side of that door behind the counter it was. From the story, where the victim was found dead. Blah, and the voice you heard was from the victim wins the Windy Banks. Oh, grimy life, of course it was.
Yeah. Oh, on his granny's life, cause it was.
So that would mean that you both knew Mr. Windy Banks from the sound of his voice.
Ah, what do you mean? What?
What? Nash, what? Any ideas? Oh, yes, Counsel, it would.
Fuck! No. We didn't know the old geezer.
How am I supposed to deny with blokes all fancy clobbers giving us the evil eye? I warned you. I'd only said this once. Blah! And maybe say it again. If you value your lives, you ensure the testimony is accurate this time. Oh my granny's life it is.
Oh, my granny's life it must be.
The good job his granny's dead. Blah. So somehow immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, they heard the gunshot. Causing you to stumble to upset items on the counter scattering all over the shop floor. Yeah, makes it sound like we're clumsy.
No, we turned up after good little boys. Anyway, that's the way I see it.
We're going to place on
the gun, so we should have tried to face it young.
So, he was shot in the back. So if he's only giving their gun, he'll be facing them. He would be facing them, not behind them. So, and also have a photo of the man in the back. So I don't know which one I should present. I'm going with the photo of the bullet with the shot in his back.
Objection!
Fuck! It's clearly something about the same in the witnesses. Clearly something odd about here indeed. Your behaviour, counsel. Oh, please don't bind me. Oh, it's easy if you lower your hand. I'll let my hand to prove my client's innocent, as long as it's quite quick.
like what owned the place was holding a gun, so we sort of just fight instead of yelling at the girl.
There's so many. It could be so many. He was shot. I got the full autopsy of the shot in the back, and I have a photo of her holding the gun. And Gina was holding the gun when she was found unconscious. So, all four of these contradict what she just said. I feel like I'm gonna lose some bullshit live, so I'm gonna save it.
Blimey, he didn't give me half a fright. I was thinking the shit would come out the door next to get us.
We took everything back where we found it and escaped it off. No. It's this statement.
Objection.
It's definitely this one. It's just I have too many evidence that I have too many things that point to that as the evidence.
Objection.
Okay, was the picture of her actually holding the gun? You're saying on that night in question, the victim, Miss Winbanks, was wielding a gun? Is that correct?
That's it, Gov. You got the picture.
Yeah, Nash, that is a good question. And yet the photographic evidence from the time of the murder incident clearly shows Mr. Winbanks was not in possession of the firearm in any description.
Objection.
Blair, you surprised me. Does the defense really intend to have highlight evidence that compromises the position of accused even more? Furthermore, the defense has failed to establish that the print is printed as designated. It's a considerably short time prior to the victim's death, categorically severely lacking counsel.
Yeah, that's right.
You're right. Now, yeah, the old geezer could about turned the tables on the girl there. Hardly likely. No, I'm afraid we won't stand the conclusive evidence. Continue with the cross-examination, counsel. I hereby to an earlier warning witnesses.
A skulkin's never skulking. Back what owned the place that owned the gun, you should have fired instead of yelling at the girl.
Hold it.
The same Mr. Winbanks had a gun in his hands.
Oh yeah, that was a start, huh? Them two waving the guns at each other. Must have been pretty heated.
They both had a gun?
I mean, just before he shouted, the old geezer said, if you don't want to get shot.
Yeah, it don't really sound like a meant it, but mine, but an empty threat, you could say. Blair, Mr. Winbanks was known to keep a revolver at the shop counter at all times. What does I say with the protect articles that he keeps irregularly built upon someone's required? Blair, someone being himself, of course. Good grief, extraordinary diversion indeed. Alarming, misguided.
Well, it certainly sounded like he was really to pull the trigger the other night. I mean, the person was going to shoot him. I beat him to it. Took the grease popper.
Bet he wished he squeezed the trigger instead of wasting time trying to give me that gun. It was directly after those words he heard the gunshot. It was more or less the same time, Gov. Give me the gun!
Ah!
Kind of thing. Yes, a career in acting, very tragically missed. I heard the sound of someone hitting the deck. Before everything went dead quiet. After that, a done splashed to go to the other place. It's still this one, but Okay, try this one.
Objection.
I know the contradiction, but I have too much evidence pointing towards the contradiction.
Objection.
It was the photograph. Did I try the wait? Did I try the photograph already? So you're saying on that night in question, the victim, Mr. Windibanks, was wielding a gun. Is that correct?
As a golf, you got the picture.
Yeah, Nash has, no question. Yet the photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows that Mr. Windibank was not holding any firearm in the description.
You what?
You what?
Go on and bit it. Ain't that all? Ain't that right?
Objection.
Blah, there'd be no question the victim was other was used in the incident. It would amend the courtroom that Mr. Windibank's gun was found in the scene. The only was identified as the murder weapon, but found the accused's hands. Yes, she shot him, locked the door, and tried to take a nap in the room with the victim.
The Motorola used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun. Bah! Kind of thing.
Hold it.
Say exactly where you were, right there.
Eh?
Everything taking place so carefully described in your testimony will give rise to an undeniable significant inconsistency with the final moments of the act acted out. Goodness, are you sure, counsel? Blah, and you intrigue me, by my learned friend. What is the evidence to support your claim? What proof to demonstrate this inconsistency with witnesses' portrayal of the victim's final moments? Shot to the back.
Take that.
According to the testimony, the witness claimed to have heard shots, "Give me the gun," followed by the gunshot. Ho ho ho! Indeed, with two events happening almost simultaneously, if I've been led to believe. That's right. Now, the testimony is true. It would mean that the moment of death, the victim and head attack would be facing each other. However, the autopsy report clearly states the victim died instantly after being shot from behind. So I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
Nyaga!
But it's a god honest truth. Yeah, it is, Nash, it is. That's what we saw that night.
The shopkeeper had a gun in his hand and we saw the woman get bleeding eyes.
Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Windibank holding a gun.
Something like that must have slipped out.
For the third time, blah. Ladies and gentlemen, you just heard the admission of two witnesses. That on the night in question, they actually saw with their own eyes the victim wielding a gun. Which only mean, despite the testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person. Nash,
Nyaga!
Ho ho ho! Order, order, order! We were getting cold this year. Except you, little Jimmy, you get a new Game Boy.
Yay! What the hell's a Game Boy?
Witnesses, explain yourself at once. Well,
the thing is, I won't suppose,
it would seem the previous warning fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear that false witness would be death of you. Oh, I understand you replaced the untruths of original testimony with renewed lies.
I'm so sorry, no, the truth is,
Cut it out, Nash, cut it out! We believe you know what to do about that. He? Who are they talking about? Blah. Let me get the position perfectly clear. You will talk. There are no other option available to you.
Raph, come on, the game's up.
But we have our guts for gutters. In that case, in case it hasn't quite snuck in yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out. Ah! Oh, the night question, it was apparent that you bothered face to face with the victim. And the man you testify again and explain the precise circumstances at which the meeting took place.
Well,
Do we have to? Blair, on the pain of death. I suggest you make yourself fully aware that this current very last chance to tell the truth. Or I'll suck your blood. I mean, send you to Scotland Yard. Alright then, let's run inside the gaff. Inside the release the gear to show us the mug.
give me that gun, he bellowed.
And they flew at us like
Well, preserves, we had it.
For all geezer, look was strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter.
I pulled out a gun on him, and then legged it for the door, into the back room.
We never nothing to with killing him. That's what will happen, I swear. Blah. I saw it times the moment before the victim killed you in the store. You in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop.
Well, yeah. Sorry.
Well. Cold for 1,000 centuries, and Krampus will come and haunt you in your sleep. We find ourselves in interesting structure. This change is merely considerable.
But, to be honest, Governor, this time...
Yeah, this time, Nash, this time, we have nothing more to add. Very well, Counsel. The defense proceeds with their own cross-examination. Yes, my lord. Was it the pompous arsehole who was dancing like an idiot? Dance the night away, woo! Counter with the vile victim. Alright, we got inside the gaff. Alright, we just got inside the gaff and instead of the roof with Geezer showed his mug.
Hold it!
When you say Geezer, I assume you mean the victim proprietor of the shop, Mr. Windybank. Who else? I mean, sorry, that's right.
We was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gaff, obviously. We never thought the old kids would come out of the back room like that.
The back room? Being the pawnbroker storeroom? Yeah, must have been popped up from the only place it could have been. Blah. We've seen the victims already in the storeroom and the brothers sent to the premises.
Which means we must have been in there at the point as well.
That doesn't make sense, does it?
If Junior had stayed between the bank and the storeroom, if it's at gunpoint, then he would have
emerged from the same room all alone if the brothers arrived.
Oh, I don't know.
Did you see the accused at the time? What? More toddler? Couldn't tell ya.
No way, Cobber. We'd be bigger fish to fry then. I mean, your kids had just lost it. Give me that gun, he bellowed. It fought us like he was possessed. I thought he had it.
You mentioned between Vegas shouted those words in previous testimony too. However, you claimed to have heard him yelling the other side of the storeroom door.
Did we?
The truth is, when he shouted those words at you, wasn't he?
Oh, well, yeah.
Blair, was the victim between the back wielding a gun at the time? Well, however, blimey, great ugly barrel, pointed Russian off four bases. What you're saying is, the defendant saw between the banks with the gun at that time, right? That is, Gov, it is. Spot on.
And all of a sudden, he came at us, he did.
Well, it was bedlam. I didn't know what was going for who. You were clearly going for each other. Like Nash said, we thought we'd had it, I mean. For all kids, the book was strong as an ox. He chucked it over the counter.
I put up my gun at him and said, I legged it for the door. It's the back room.
Wait, this is back to normal testimony. Ah. Oh, Gizzy, I've got strong dogs. He chucked me off the counter. Yes, I noticed they mentioned the counter in a previous testimony too. Oh yeah, of course we did.
He knocked over the load of books and candlesticks and some skull whatnot.
I got taken to the marionette, who knocked over the picture frame, which knocked over the scales on the floor. So in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you that made you knock those things over at the counter.
Well, Big Brother there would fly over the counter like a gunshot, I can tell ya. But the old geezer pinned him.
He did, Nash, he did. If I hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a blooming pancake in seconds.
Blah. My magical scroll tells me that at the time in question, the alarm raised at the local police station to the cable pawnbrokery. The button under the counter activated, which promptly pursued the victim, which pressed the bad the victims. That's right. The brothers fed the flea in the back of the streets. They ran straight to the arriving police, didn't they?
Poor Mr. Windybanks, he did everything he could to protect the shop.
I pulled my gun on them and said I'd like to for the door into the back room.
Hold it!
You intended to shoot Mr. Windybanks? No, never. It was just, looking after me bro, wasn't I? If we been flattened, why don't forget? By the man whose shop you were burglaring, yes! Blah. And then, the man fled to the store when you pointed a gun at him, is that it? Yeah, that's it. He shot me away, ran off through the shop, nothing. His voice is getting lower as time goes by. I gotta bring his voice back up. Maybe about that last remark. It didn't quite ring true.
I wonder if Mr. Windybanks ran away to the storeroom.
What?
Well, according to what everyone is saying, Kenny was there waiting for him with a gun.
Ah, yes, that's right.
Kenny
alleged that he used Mr. Wilkins to threaten him and forced him to open the door in the storeroom. In which case, how did the gun end up in Mr. Banks' hands?
I have no idea, but it's strange, isn't it?
I don't insist in truth to be significant. I would mental note of it. Look, the point is me and my brother here. That's right, Nash. Me and my brother here. You didn't have to be killing him.
I put my gun in and linked it for that door into the back room.
You never had nothing with you killing him. That's all what happened, I swear. You say you had nothing to do with it.
Nothing at all.
Yeah, nothing, Gov, nothing. All good to shut himself in the back room, didn't he?
Locked it. It was from the inside.
We know it was. Tried to open it.
But it's a decent door. That's a good one. Good and strong. I wouldn't even budge it an inch.
Blah. So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Blah. That's on the poll bucket. There was only one other person. The third person who possibly has shot the victim. Accused Miss Green Lady. Ah. Ho ho ho. Maybe indeed the PSR. What did it say that, Council? I don't know. Does anyone else apart from Gene that could have possibly shot Miss Winbanks? Mr. Skelkin.
What?
Yeah, the door did have a window panel. What are you looking for? From the moment you admitted that you encountered with the victim face to face that night, the course of the trial changed completely.
It did?
Blair, what's your point, my learned friend? The question is, must answer, who could have shot the victim with Windybanks? Is it believed that the defendant is not the only possible answer? Blair, you have my attention. In what case, let's return to the plan of the premises. Blair, the victim was a storeroom which was locked from the inside. Those are the facts. So pray, what other persons who question who shot them could be there? Counsel,
must be proof the answer to the court. We expect the two conundrums. Two, my lord. Twice as many chances to be right. Maybe. Ho ho ho, namely, maybe. One location did the culprit shoot the victim? And furthermore, where was the victim at the time? Understood, my lord. Are you alright, Bruno? I'm not entirely sure, but there's one thing I'm sure about. If I can prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened, it will change Gina's perspective hugely. Blah. So now time for some clarity. Three current plans answer the question posed by his lordship. If you believe someone else could shoot the victim, just tell from where the person could have been fired the gun.
Take that!
If you believe the culprit would have been shot the gun from this location here. Blah. And answer the second question. Until the culprit fired the gun from this location indicated, where was the victim at the time?
Take that!
The culprit shot the victim from the outside the storeroom. Blah. Continue. Mr. Winniebags died instantly from the bullet wound to his back. Looking at the standard blood on the stone floor, it doesn't appear the body was moved after death. Which shows us he was almost certainly shot where he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is where the shooter was when he fired the fatal bullet fired. Oh, you admit the shot was fired from outside the storeroom? Well, according to the Skelkin brothers' earlier testimony, I pulled the gun on him, and he led it for the door to the back room. Mr. Riggs ran through the door. You would assume the door was open at the time. Oh! It was obviously the moment when the victim was fleeing for his life. The brothers perfectly opportunity to shoot the man in the back once inside the storeroom. Nah, go! Blah. No, that is not correct, unfortunately, because if you look at the bloody thing, into death from pursuing a bullet wound to the heart, it was entered the body from the back on a gently rising diagonal trajectory. You wouldn't be able to do that through the closed door or window. I can't think of it. Do you remember that the prosecutor said at the earlier trial? Blah blah blah. Moving on to the fight of the skylight corner. Report states the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. Blah, which means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Poor man! Shot was running for as fast as he could to safety. Ah, of course. He could have been leaning forward as he was running away. Even the bullet fired horizontally would still enter an upward trajectory. Cabanetto shot someone shorter than Winniebags. Blah! Blah, my lord friend, kind of gun. Storeroom door was closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim shot and fled into the room? Blah, do you claim the coppers just have to turn the key and unlock? Ah, but, what if someone else locked the door? Yes, someone else would have been locked the door of the storeroom. Blah, is that so? The door has a window on it. Anyway, counsel, please 25 to this court. Senator described defense assertion that the victim was shot from inside the storeroom. In which case, who shot and locked the door of the storeroom from the inside?
Take that!
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Mr. Gina Lonsday. Blah! That's absurd. Which says in the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room? For what possible reason? Such action would only serve the tighten the noose around the neck. Ho ho ho! I'm inclined to agree, I must say, counsel. Well, counsel? How about to protect herself from, the murderer that just shot the guy in front of him? Well, that's the one, isn't it? Half-baked notions, no place in my court. Half-baked notions, no place in my court. Remember that, please. One piece of coal for you. Greenie would have locked the door. Which goes without saying, doesn't it? It does. Well, if Greenie was in a situation, I know I would have locked the door. I would lock the door quickly as I could. I mean, those two burglars just fired a gun in her direction, hadn't they? Oh yes, obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Mr. Lonzo and Windy Bank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at the time, but at some point, Mr. Windy must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom. Intruders are? That's us, bro. Bruv. Blah. The theory is correct. They would leave accuser lord in the storeroom. Yes, it would. Then probably, the moment later, the victim fled back through the storeroom, hoping to escape the danger. Hitting the back of the bullet, Mr. Murex fell to the floor, which just was inside the storeroom. Then we have to ask ourselves now, what would the defendant have done in that moment?
Oh, I see what you're getting at with this.
Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who just murdered Mr. Windybanks. As soon as the thought struck Miss Lonzo, she slammed the door shut and locked it. In order to save her own life. Blah.
Hold it!
But I ain't. I mean, I ain't one that done it.
Yeah, go. We ain't. You gotta believe us. Come on. You never shoot anyone. You shoot no one. That's apparently untrue. I know for the fact that you would. Because before my own age, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Those are the only logical conclusions here. And Mr. Shulkin, your brothers are at the very opportunity to have the true perpetrators of Mr. Windybank's murders. That wasn't a freak out, so it's not over yet. Where does this leave us? I mean, yes, it wasn't a pickpocket who shot the Burnbuck after all. I would have known those three brothers. Look at them, shady as the fence forest. Blah, da, mouse. Yeah, amazing, Runo. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now. I know, first time ever, and probably the last. Well, I think you've done it. I'm sure you've nothing to verdict of. Blah.
A noble effort.
A noble effort, my learned friend. What now? He's laughing. Oh, find the situation amusing, Lord Van Zeek. I find myself the Francis argument is most persuasive. First cup of wine, blood. Blah, I dare say. Such a chinery bread butter, street performers prefer to as a nation, but must bail in mysterious conjecture tricks. Amounts to nothing more than inexcusable profitability here.
Nani?
Blah. The hypothesis of put forward obviously could not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw. A fatal flaw? You mean not tell me you're unaware of your logical failings?
Oh, just say, Lord Van Zeek. But the idea explain the boiling conjuring trick, whatever your by trips are ground on,
Blah. The fatal law, when learned of friend documents, really simple as understanding.
Ah, that piece of shot got my eye. God damn it again. I moved and got him again. I'm going to the other side. I'm on the fences. Screw you, Van Zeek.
Assuming you're not too dim with it, Hunter Buns.
By George, count bullets.
Oh dear. You noticed then? Huh? What's everyone talking about? Blah. Counsel. Yes, sir. Blah. Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime. Two bullets. Correct. The first was what hit the victim in the back, ending his life. The second, which was struck the detective, Herlock Sholmes, on arrival at the scene. Oh, indeed. Fred printed a picture showing the damage of the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. The bullet which entered Mr. Sholmes in the calendar. Blah, your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, I know the other two firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonged to the victim, Mr. Windybank, and the Skulkin brothers' revolver. Blah, the evidence shows a single bullet was fired from each gun. Yes, indeed. Oh, it does. Let's take one from each. Blur, now then learn a friend. Blur, you're aware they told the court a moment ago that these two brothers hurt Herlockshams right before your eyes. Yes, I did. Oh goodness, I think I find.
Oh, well, if a single bullet was fired from a brother's gun in Mr. Sherman's, it means...
Winterberg's was not shot by the same gun. Stop. One bullet. Stop. Blur, exactly. Blur, the Nipponese street performer presented a credible argument. However, there's neither anything more than a devious trick, no hope of standing sound guilty. Ah! Ah! So, what the thing does? It changes the color based on the person's blood type. So, if it was AB positive, it might turn blue. If it's like O negative, it might turn purple. If it's A positive, it might turn green. So, depending what their blood type is, it changes the color of it. Order, order, order! I see you there! Ah, fuck! Ha! I saw you, Mr. Belmont, sneaking up on me again. Put that whip away and get out of here. Ah, the wine bottle again. Oh god, it has my blood in it. Wait, did you sell this to me last night? Never mind that. Back to the case. I pray for forgiveness for flinging the dregs of the Halloween nectar into the public gallery. Lord Van Zeek. But this court needs to open its eyes. Accused, Miss Gonalase is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can regrettably no longer be described as a juvenile. Blur. No, this person, docked far from law-abiding citizen, is about to produce a criminal conduct. Blur, the juvenile accused broke the pawnbroker on the night of the question and those of intent. We can see beyond the doubt on this print, which is threatening the victim with a murder weapon. Here's a theory. Maybe... No, so Sherlock Holmes... I would say maybe she shot the sign beforehand, but now Sherlock Holmes was shot after that. But as we see, beyond the doubt, the print was the threatening victim with the murder weapon. But we have here in my possession one more piece of evidence we should present. The saw blade. I'll be taking that, whatever it is, of Mr. McGard's down to the yard. Thank you very much. No, don't give it. I'm on the medicine. That's mine.
I'm sorry, miss. But anything that belongs to Mr. McGill has to be taken as evidence now.
Yes, that music box disc. Mr. Good's music box disc. Blur. Every day before the hateful murder of Minnie Banks, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly does not belong to her, and which no one, simply a pickpocket, might add breed foster possession and prudence. Oh, goodness gracious. Unfortunately, it can't be from the day because if you see what he shot, it was a calendar. The calendar's pulled off every night, and the crime happened on the 16th. So, and you're in the day before, and it said the 15th. So actually, can't. So the calendar is correct because of its pull paper calendar, which it probably explains why he was in the shop at midnight. He was changing the calendar over. Because in this game, pawnbrokers are like storage units. You pay you give the guy an item, he pays you back, and hold your items to. Maybe. True, there is no date on it. 1 AM. What do you think, Murray? The demonic skull? Blur, makes no sense. Anything we accuse on account of the years of misguiding dangerous. Blur, there's no doubt to which the girl has not pushed, no crime she would not commit. The court forgets the fact that it's in peril. I see. I think it would be prudent to take on the music box disc as into evidence, counsel, as a grim testament to the defendant's character.
Lord Van Zeek, I'm,
Inspector Gregson? What? Blur, yes, Inspector?
We had a meeting yesterday on the yard with the precision service, and, I think it was agreed that the disc will not be used as evidence. Blah, too bad.
It's a little bit out. Why is this spectre acting strangely? It's the first time I see anything Sensik at all. Blah, I'm unaware of such meetings.
But, those were instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs are all incented.
Blah, Dracula cares not, Van Zee cares not for the political themes. Inspector, I am a prosecutor. I learn on them and how to present my case. Your warning is noted, thank you.
Fuck!
Prosecution, we should proceed with the submitting this disc as evidence, my lord. Indeed. Bailiff? The prosecution is seventh accused motive, opportunity, and basis of character. There's nothing more to add. Which color this blood turns. Oh, Reno, look! It's blood! Yes, you're right. It's a small smear, but it's definitely blood. Actually, although I might have noticed that before. It's like time to shine again! I've been waiting to achieve ever! Alright, Senzo, desk Reno. Can we get done quickly, Iris? In a flash! Kapow! My science gun! It's turned green. Oh, look! Another bright shade again. Wait, that color. What is it? It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color, isn't it? Maybe it wasn't Sherlock Sholm's blood. It is a different color though. That's darker and that one is lighter. That might be like A negative and that might be B positive or something. Like A positive and B negative or something. But they are both technically green and it says the color is the same. Ah, you got the reference. There's nothing more to add. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions. I rest my case. Blah. I don't believe it. Had the jury on our side for once. All of 5 minutes. Oh dear. It wasn't even 5 minutes, Reno. My lord.
I wonder if I might say something about this point.
Proceed, Foreman.
I've been suffering through the bit of fog up to now. Truth is be told, it's all sudden. That is bonus to my men. There's only one thing for it.
Oh no. Very well. The court will now hear from the jury. Ladies and gentlemen, will you present your leadings, defendant culpability?
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Oh, this is the second guilty verdict of the case. Yeah. Well, this is from the time before blood samples and stuff, so it's in the real way, and this is before the time blood samples DNA. So, blah. When you're an estimated possible winner, remains the truth. Hey, that's my line. I wrote it for Harley. Ah, how dare you use that against us? Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. There's still one more case we want to raise. But before I'm absolutely certain of it. Gina did not shoot Winnie Banks beyond any doubt. So, if it's not Hurley's blood, if it's not Sham's blood, maybe the owner shot the other guy, smeared it on the painting, and when Hurley was shot, his coat caught all the blood and didn't get it anywhere. Oh, very well. We now proceed with the second accusation. Mr. Foreman, you have your jurors ready.
Grab squadron! I've primed them ready for action, sir!
Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you'll each explain how you got on the ground to determine the defendant.
Hey, listen, pal.
Wait, I'm not in that game yet. I can't use that voice. That game's for someone else in the next game, in the later games.
Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed of law-abiding citizens.
The two boards are found at the scene. Our case is done and dusted. I don't see any stereoscope. I don't need any stereoscope to see the truth here. Every which way you look at it is a pickpocket.
I never imagined the simple operation would cause such a grief.
Accused attempted the theft on the previous day. I can see him for my own busy day ahead. Da! I'm a ballistics expert. I have seen many shootings, but there's nothing I don't know about guns.
Squeak, I'm a mouse. I'm the best character in this game. Sue me.
It was either little remains for room for doubt.
I have a rather bestowed argument put forward to get back. But for the fell apart the horse of cards, I saw the jolly being hoodwinked. Well, no more.
The whole court is turning against me.
It's not fair.
Iris?
The prosecutor's been mean. Just because Granny's done something she wouldn't have done in the past, doesn't mean it makes her a murderer.
Fresh virgin blood. I mean wine. I mean grape wine. Allow me to savor the futile moment of our savior. Blah. The spectacle of your futile debate is a matter.
Here's to the truth coming out, eventually.
Objection! Go fuck yourself! Objection overruled, go fuck yourself sustained. Ow! Yes, my lord. Yes, my lord. Okay. Work, work, work. Although I think I gave that voice to someone already in the first trial.
Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Difference between brass and law-abiding citizens.
This guy Miss Lona say has a history of pickpocketing. Means he's guilty of murder. What were you saying?
Ah well.
A member of the British Army is so quick to judge.
I beg your pardon? You're making a mockery of the Majesty's armed forces. The military is the greatest organization in the world.
Actually, it's from Warcraft 3. When you click on a peasant too much, eventually they just explode. No, I'm simply explaining my point. Making assumptions about their soldier or a pickpocket is wrong and dangerous.
Well, yes, I might have a point there, I suppose. But let's not forget the girl has already shown it had him before. She clearly a criminal sort throughout and throughout, cannot deny it.
You say she's shown it had it her. You're referring to this?
Exactly. You tried to swipe it only the other day, Am I mistaken?
Not exactly. Given that I was actually there at the time, it's hard to refute that.
I've never actually seen the real thing. I would have a close look at it.
Oh yes, of course. Mr. Sholmes used the camera to make bars and make a copy of it, the disc, didn't he? In order every drop in music book to find the from across Europe.
We still don't know what it plays though, do we?
Young lady, do you bring on to the court?
No! I'd love to see how the original compares to the Hurley's copy.
Miss McGill's disc. Could it be a clue somehow? Perhaps I should examine it more in detail. I already have. I got the blood sample from it, genius. If the two votes are found at the scene, I'd say the whole case is done and dusted. It's the number of bullets that has you convinced. Only 2 bullets were fired, and 2 guns were fired to be examined by the police. When the parlor maid asked me how I invented for dinner, I always tell her the counter table at settings. That's logical, I suppose.
Although,
yes.
sometimes after dining, Greg does go missing. 1 or 2 guests, rather like fun china.
Oh, wait. 2 shots. Was the bullet still inside Herlock Sholmes the whole time? I mean, if the bullet's still inside him, that's where the 3rd bullet is. It does appear to divine thieves. So I suppose, if there was another bullet somewhere, of which we are unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position. A third bullet somewhere on the scene. Could that be possible? I don't think I can prove it yet. I might be short of evidence. I picked the wrong one. Let me just show you the third bullet. Yep, I chose the wrong one. Back out! Back out! Fuck. I have nothing that shows it. I picked the wrong one. I'm pretty sure it was Mr. Sherms being shot. It's not the autopsy report, no. So I reckon the bullet was still in Mr. Sherms. That's where the third bullet is. So the first bullet, fired from the owner's gun, hit the guy and broke the calendar, and the second shot from the other guy's gun killed him. And the guy that was shot probably had his own gun or something. I can't go back, so I have to present something. Whatever it is, I'm gonna get fucked in the eye.
Take that!
I don't have the evidence at the moment. Bleh, passes for a bullet as much as it passes for you or for a lawyer, my learned friend. Coming from you, I'm going to take that as meaning not much. There's no way it doesn't remember a bullet. If that helps your understanding of my last remark. So, I reckon I'm right about where the third bullet is. I just don't have the papers for it yet. Been a long day. It's actually trying to find some third bullet before we attempt it again, Mirano. You don't need to sail ship to see the truth here. Everyone's looking at it. He's a pickpocket. If I understood correctly, you need two pictures. Left eye and one left eye slightly different from the right eye. Exactly. When you can see the scene in 3 dimensions. Like this. So if you have 2 bullets, I suppose you can see anything useful then. I think you'll find that no matter how much you squint, the truth of the situation always looks the same here. The person that could have shot the victim is that girl on the dock. How can you be so sure of that? I think about it. The Skulker brothers shot the great detective, didn't they? Yes, that's been mentioned once or twice. Well then, try to come to the focus now. This is a waste of time. I'm not going to change my mind's mind by this anytime soon. I never imagined a simple operation could such grief.
Hold it!
Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with the trial, sir? The defense is on the line here.
Well, the thing is,
I couldn't really say that it's nothing to do with this trial, to be honest.
huh?
I mean, not a question of the man who was shot, but the bullet was simply vanished from his stomach. It's quite explicit, don't you think? Ooh. Yeah, so we actually, yeah, if you look at the thing, we assumed it, we just assumed it was Sherlock Holmes's blood. But it's still technically, until we can test it, it's still technically unknown. We know it's his blood because, well, it's where his body was lying. And we know this is the guy's blood because it came from Miguel's glove, who handled his body when he died. But we actually don't know who the green blood belongs to. They assumed it was Sherm's, but it might not actually be his.
Well, a fellow's named now.
Herlich! No. Herluch? No. Herlock. Herlock Sherms by chance?
Oh yes, good lord. That's Sherlock Fuller.
What? You're the surgeon operating Mr. Sherms?
That's right. Ladies and greats, and seizure technique, I might add. It's fairly a major op, I can tell you.
That's just crazy.
Let me see. The fellow was brought in not long after midnight, I remember correctly. I said he'd been shot by a criminal or another, so I opened him up and like a shot. But the funny thing is, when I opened inside the fine tooth comb, I couldn't find the bullet anywhere. I'm afraid I had to throw up my hands and
stitch the little fella back up. I hate to say the obvious, but yes. So it's because the bullet was at the scene of the crime, the shooting. Counsel with defense is correct. Killer is shown in the photographic print. Woods, getting the blood fired from the Sherms from his right region. It extended his blood lodging the shop wall and the counter wall. I think you'll find this really quite simple. You just consider the problem in three-dimensionally.
Ha! You think I am, son?
Well, junior number 4, about best I can do.
As soon as I saw the wound in the man's stomach, I flipped him over.
Like a pancake? Are you saying you checked his back?
Of course I did. And there wasn't a trace of injury. No sign the bullet had left his body at all.
What?
That's the point. Only logical conclusion that the ball was still somewhere in the man's innards. And which is exactly why I spent the time slicing him up. There's no one the wiser, they say, every time they say it. Can somebody please explain to me how it happened? Can somebody please solve this mystery?
It's almost as much of a mystery now as it was put together. There's the third bullet. The accused attempted the theft of the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead. I'm a ballistic expert. I see many shootings there. There's nothing I don't know about guns.
Hold it!
Let's get all the information out before I can go further. What do you mean you're a busy day? Shit. For God's sake, stop! Excuse me, don't do excuse me, stop. I'm the communications officer, stop. Communications officer? That's what it has to do with sending telegrams. Every time a personal message is written by number to public, at least their capital. I convert all messages into Morse code and tap it on this entire world electronically. The entire world? Thousand miles of cable under the sea stop. Worldwide communications network stop. Information transmitted to all the corners of the globe stop. Ah yes. She was getting equally worked up about radio waves like before, wasn't she? Such as communication information from government departments and newspaper offices. I see. I'm sure I shall give you a wise newspaper report of today's guilty verdict later. So no sleep for me tonight, I imagine. Let's just finish the trial first, shall we? I got nothing from her. Yeah. Duh! I'm a business but seen in many shooting. There's nothing I can know about guns. Although you are just a tourist. The mouse is a very learned mouse that knows how to read. Good day. I am visiting London sightseeing. I'd like to take a bus to the Crystal Tower, please. There's no way that you're just whistling tourists. So you're a ballistic expert. Who knew? I have much experience with guns. Ah. I've done too many, how do you just say, extreme violent baths of no blood of, extreme violent bloodbaths, perhaps. Those. Extreme one-sided bloodbaths. English is very difficult tongue. Curious what the people we associate with, I'm surprised you still have a tongue. Anyway, I have a question for the bullet and guns if you ask me. There's nothing I don't know about them, no mystery I can't solve. He's very confident in his knowledge of guns, that's for sure. But, if possible, please, I'm only in Russian language. He's not very confident in his knowledge of English, though, is he? No, still we should bear in mind a man has mysterious guns and bullets. Van Stik has managed to convince everyone. And you haven't limited the puzzle, he said, but he hasn't. We're gonna fight back, we need more material. If we have to fight back, we have to turn this trial around again. What did I gonna say? If it isn't, only two books found on the scene, outside the whole case is undusted. Which is going to end up infuriating the expert.
Objection!
This is clearly contradict. The idea that all the jurors pit against each other. Oh, a ballistic expert? Pitting. On the night in question, Trent was shot by one of the Skillman brothers.
But since there's no sign of the exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through him. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Chair number 6. Hello, my name is Velen. Pleased to meet you. Is it apparent contradiction in the fact that it's so clearly troubling juror number 4? Are you able to explain this mystery? Duh. I've seen very similar situations in my motherland. It was at night. There was a blizzard. I was running along a mountain road, freezing cold. Ho ho ho! Golly! Did you find my workshop there? If you have, you've been a naughty boy. No one finds my workshop. The snow was piling high on both sides of the road. Very narrow and dangerous. My soldiers had hunting rifles, and there were dogs on sleds. Mental note, don't ask too many questions. I was shot from behind. Fell to the snow. This situation is very similar to what I heard today from the doctor. They could not find the bullet in my body. No signs of, how would you say, exit wound. Then, where'd the bullet go? Bullet never hit me. Well, if it never hit you, why'd you fall down? Bullet hit the frozen one of ice very close to my side. Was Sherlock Holmes never fucking shot? Is he faking it? What? A small piece of wiry sharp broke away from the lump of ice, pierced my body. It made a deep wound look just like a bullet wound. Goodness gracious. Of course, the piece of ice quickly melted inside me, and thus the social mystery default preserved the disappearing bullet. He was never fucking shot. He was pulling a fucking fakey like an asshole he is. But, that didn't answer the question at all. Surely it happened to the pawnbroker's shop. No in the snowy mountains around the country. Just an idea, but we might not be looking exactly the same scenario here. Bruno, where exactly has Hurley been shot again? Well, according to the report, his stomach? Sort of around this area, I think. Well, that's precisely why he always wears his little pouch on his belt. A pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that. Yes, a pouch, where he keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals used in his investigations. What? Really? Doctor, where's the pouch Mr. was wearing? Well, the fellow was said nothing like that when he was present when he arrived at the hospital, as I remember. Blah, if I may. Lord Van Zeke? Well, as well as in the forbidding for prosecution to inject during the submission examination, I should inform the friends that we have a pouch in question in the arch chamber outside the courtroom. Sorry. As I understand it, the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured. They removed the pouch in order to access the wound. Ah, thanks goodness. I thought I might be getting forgetful for the moment. Since then, I've been my keepsake for long after the evidence related to this case. I can personally vouch for the fact that there's not been a touch since the incident occurred. Very well. Oh, that was extremely unconventional during examination. I must demand the prosecution present the item in question at all speed. Bring forth Sherlock Holmes' pouch. I see. Pouch was worn by Sherlock Holmes the night of the question, wasn't it? Look at that. The file is broken. Look around the torch black. It was as if the file exploded. Exploded? So, that night, the bullet from the Scones brother's gun Fred Holmes in his pouches. If the gun exploding caused a few injuries. This bullet did not penetrate the victim, but was deflected into the wall of the shop. Blur. A delightfully complex aroma. Well, it would appear the mystery has been solved at least. Although, it's not bearing on the truth of the case. These burgling brothers shot the detective, and that accused shot the pawnbroker. Blur. Present the fact the case remains still unrelated. Ah! But at least the mystery is solved. You can sleep easy tonight. Thank you, young man. Da. Thank you very much. Glad I could help. Due to the bearing on the conundrum involved, the court will now disregard the scruffy pouch of the evidence. It's not Hillary's pouch is not scruffy! Now then, somebody from be like, hey, what are you doing? I got no evidence. Faster to look at it. I see a bullet. Hello, bullet. It's really scorched black here. Oh, that's broken. Look. Must be wearing the bullet. That's where the bullet hit then. Let me see. The bullet's still there. There's the third bullet for you. What the? Guys, look. On the broken file was. Do you see it? Ah, that's Sheldon Brothers' bullet. Stroke of luck hit the pouch. It's amazing recovery. What this means is there was 3 bullets fired at Windy Banks that night. You found exactly what Julian's talking about. The third bullet. Time to press the jury again, I think. This bullet fired from the Sheldon Brothers' gun, not an incident. Yes, though it turns out it never actually entered Hurley's body at all. Thanks to the thick leather that pouch was wearing, it saved him. How thick was that fucking leather to stop a fucking bullet? Hurley's always that lucky like that. Well, considering that he had to go through in hospital, I wonder how lucky he really was. Oh dear, poor Hurley. Please, my lord, a little more time. After all, a new piece of evidence could be the valuable clue. I already got the clues out of it, genius. So we'll turn his way around somehow. I'm sure of it.
Hold it!
I'm not reading all this again. Allow me to show you then. The third bullet.
Take that!
It's actually called the third bullet. Here it is. Discovered just now. Oh yes, on the 9 question, when you make a point bakery, another bullet was fired. Blah! What is this? No trickery. And not for this conjurer. We need to find the bat bullet. It was lodged inside Shrem's pouch. What? Blah. Blah. This pouch removed around Shrem's race before taking him to hospital. And since then, it's been touched by no one. Do you mean to say, shot fired at Scarlet Brothers that night? Yes, your lordship, summarized. Hit this pouch. But that makes no sense whatsoever. Remember the whereabouts the bullets fired at the Shrooms? Clearly visible in the photo print. Ah! 2 guns at the scene of the crime already been submitted to court records evidence. Yes, Mr. Windybanks, belonging to the Skullbreakers brothers. The exception of both guns revealed that only a single bullet had been fired from each gun. But that must mean. That's right. Now we know that the night of the question, 3 bullets were fired. However, only 2 bullets were fired from these guns recovered at the crime scene. Until then, each of them inconsistency is somehow explained. We must not pass judgment. Blah. Blah. Damn it, Belmont. I felt that cross you through. Ha! Gotcha, bitch. Order. Ho, ho, ho. While the supposition remains incomplete, the court has been presented with new facts. Facts would appear to shake the very foundations of which the case has been built. Blah. The hypocrite of this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the termination of examination. By Jupiter! What? Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once. Oh, I didn't even have to break the people. Ho ho ho! Witnesses! Gun 3. With a vengeance! Governor? Are you listening to the proceedings the defense carried out the submission examination? We was, Governor, we was. Blah, perhaps we can dispense with additional pummel and simply answer the one simple question. The bullets have been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that? Blah.
Make of it, Gov. I don't know, make of nothing. I can help it,
Blah. Is it one of yours? Grab me, property. Not a chance.
In that case, do you have an accomplice? What? Hey, what? Never! Come on, let's talk alone! Yeah, that's the two of us. That's our trademark. How soon we forget poor Skulky. Blair, on the two bullets was counting with an originated from the firearm and evidence. The third bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it? Lummy? That's Ed Scratcher. Counsel for the defense. Yes? I would like to hear your thoughts on regarding these new developments. The third bullet, and the mystery man missing firearm, hence whence came. Thinking back to the testimony, I had all the evidence I've ever seen. My Stik starting from the picture. The picture really happened that night. My lord, I think it's clear what the third bullet tells us about the Salkin brothers. On that night, Winnipeg's pawnbrokery, the brothers must have been working with a third man. The wizards clearly doing their best to cover up the existence of this accomplice. Evidence will pull out all the facts it was someone else present carrying a gun.
Objection!
An accomplice, you say? Pig wills! These protracted proceedings already forced us to endure 2 simultaneous examinations. Yet all the time, there's been no memo of a third man. Apparently, worth like being in existence. Ow! Why do I keep doing that? God, it cost me 10 pounds of glass, and I keep breaking in my hand, and then going, probably my vampire body heals my body. I mean, I'm not a vampire, I'm a prosecutor. The court must show the evidence. Without it, fascinating will be crushed. Prosecutor demands answers in 2 counts. Firstly, proof, evidence, and that accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. Secondly, the identity of this person's character. The Skulkins are lying, I know that. But how can I ascertain the identity of that person they are hiding? Hey Daniel, welcome. Welcome too. I suppose to prove the existence of this accomplice and reveal the person's identity even. The prosecutor demands, my lord. Defense is ready to present the answers. I know the answer to this. The defense is ready. I believe I can prove the answers to the prosecution's demands. Blair, so never friend, through swimming eyes, you seem to think you have the say? This promise, Blair, is interesting. I push forward now, there's no other option. I need every equal piece of evidence available to me if I make a difference. In that case, counsel, I'd ask you to present evidence without delay. On the night in question, what the moment after the death of the victim, what proof do you have that there was a third intruder at the scene?
Take that!
At the Phoenix Wright game, so shit. Although in this game, there's only been one part where I had 4 pieces of evidence that all showed the same thing, and I had to find the right one to present out of those 4 items. The evidence right here in this portfolio. By Jove, the portfolio again, is it? Blah! Do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific. You claim those numbers of blood samples you prove the presence of a third intruder. Well, which one is it? So, A or B? Everyone knows that one, so I'm guessing it's this one with the same green blood. I'm gonna say this one.
Take that!
This blood sample proves it. Ah, fuck, it was the other one. Perplex me, counsel. Looking so pleased with yourself, despite quite displeasing answer. Huh? You won't do it well to take a irrelevant specimen of blood and go back to what you came. I'll see you that goes down across the equivalent specimen. Okay, so now that I'm on my last life, I'm actually going to start saving it. I'm going to start save scumming now. I had it right, but come on. It should let you present both, because they're both bloody equal. What kind of a genius could... What would you do without? Time to think again. You clear the blood sample to prove the presence of third intruder. Blur. Which one is it?
Take that!
What am I looking at? What am I looking at here? It appears that some green paint is such like it around the border, middle of the calendar. That bloodstain, my lord. It's bloodstain. Blur. Green blood? Curious, even for you. The court understands that the intruder was some unhuman creature. It's something developed by Sherlock Holmes. The great detective? A new invention, stop! You have to appear to jury, stop! It's this, you see? It's a gun! Here, I'll shoot you all and show how it works. I haven't named it yet, though. This focus spray chemical that reacts to different elements in people's blood changes its color. Different elements? People's blood? Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. By seeing the color change, you can tell in flesh whose blood it is. Oh, that brings a whole new external dimension to looking blood. Talking about blood and coloring, stop! Very exciting, stop! As an example, the blood shows the victim of Mr. Windybanks. Ah, it's a striking blue. Yes, as you see, the green color of this blood stain on the calendar shows someone else was shot the main part of the shot.
Now hold your fire right there, young man. You could have found an unrelated incident, couldn't it?
No, it's not unrelated. The date shown in the calendar is the date on which the Windybanks was killed.
Oh, by golly!
Therefore, we can assume that whoever shot was shot in the same day.
And whose blood is it?
Well, Joe Ambrose didn't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Which means it must have been for someone else. The third intruder, in fact.
Objection!
Who's identified court you're still waiting to hear? Can you deny that any longer, my learned friend? Who is the alleged third intruder? Exert Benedict. Yes, it's fucking Eggs Benedict.
Take that!
The man's name is Exert Benedict. Oh, Exert Benedict? Who on earth are you talking about, counsel? He paid a visit to the Windybank pawnbroker on the afternoon before the incident took place. When the accused attempted to set the pawnbroker, releasing the article in his possession. That's right. The man identified the defense as Exert Benedict. Then attempted to take the article defended by force. By power! Broker! Oh, yes, sir. I believe the pocket thief just redeemed an article causing from you, no? Yes, the article in question belongs to me. I demand its return at once.
That's why. What are you trying to pull?
Give me back my overcoat, you rascal. I need this to say. Any music box is too. Inspector Garrison was there at the time. He could attest to what happened. In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc. Ho! Can you elaborate on the account, Inspector? You better be. If you do a good job, you will get turkey for Christmas this year.
Yeah, my lord. More or less, that's what happened. In the interest of being through, Windybank took a print of showing the fella. Taken from one of the red-handed recorder's goodness.
Yes, that's him. Mr. Windybanks is among us. Oh, you came the brother's accomplice? Well, Miss Falcon?
I've never seen that kid before in my life!
Yeah, on me life, Gov. On me life. Never seen him. Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears that witnesses disagree with the assertion. Blur. I assure your lordship of cause learned in the police friend's actual assertion, which was, he can prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. Yes, and I can. Then show us the evidence. I agree. I must prove the clean-cut gentleman photographed the criminal, as he says. Dramatic zoom in. There's a piece of evidence. I had a feeling something had been missing from the very start, but now
I'm going to drag the ticking and screaming into the courtroom. Are you ready to present your answer to the court then, counsel? Yes, my lord. The defense will now present the evidence. Just in case there's any more chicanery, I'm going to give you this, just to make sure. Yes, you get to see him dance all the time. He did a lot of dances when you first interviewed him. Fifth Amendment features photographic print is fact he and this person struck by the third bullet. Oh crap! Is it the disc? Or is it the photo of the disc?
Take that!
It was the disc. I guess you'll link it to the photo. No, it was the disc without the green blood. As mentioned before, it may say in the question, the defendant attempted to deceitfully admittedly to reclaim the disc from Windybanks. Which by the defendant, which affirmed ex-Benedict appeared at the scene, I believe. This man attempted to polish the article from the defendant's position, no? That is correct, my lord. I myself was then at the time. As it follows, the mirror incident occurred, mine incident occurred. Of course, sir. Here's what this is to you. Very well. I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style.
Wait a minute! That disc! It's mine!
Ah, what is it you're doing, you little tramp? You've drawn blood, you filthy animal. He's wearing a suit. So, I'll Daniel for that. When your client first goes into the store, she redeems a ticket for a coat. The coat had the disc in it. The guy comes in and claims the coat is his and fakes his way through getting the coat. That's why he's wearing the coat. But if you notice in that scene, the shoulders was ripped because the coat doesn't fit him. So the coat does actually belong to the coat belongs to someone else who's dead. But that's another thing. That's probably going to show up later in the trial. So I'll leave that to you for later. Being a music box disc, there's a countless small, sharp metal points on the surface. The procedures in accusing the Benedict begins to bleed. As resulting, the smear of the blood is still visible on the disc now. Oh goodness, a blood stain, is it? My assistant have just analysed the blood stain here and very courtroom. Using my trusty fogger gun! Yes, and we added the result to this portfolio. I say, it's green! It's the same colour as the blood on the granula. The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Ex-Benedict, who was at Windybanks earlier today, is the accomplice who presented the scene of the criminal that same night. Look for the two brothers now, sweating buckets. Oi, what are you talking about? They're blind and they are. My lord, it is an opinion of the defense that Mr. Ex-Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. I would certainly look forward to ignore this gentleman apparently present. Blur, this has gone on for long enough now. The flagrant ignorance of mechanics of law. Ah, more Belmont blood. Perfect. Sherlock Holmes is there. I've heard of that name. The protagonist is a series of short stories of vulgar air classes, a good distraction of such. And now you employ chemical sentence to further fentanyl persona of the highest court in the land. You expect us to take you seriously? The sample may have been the plaything that fit called evidence. This blood said total shade of green. What of it? Here's to your successful proving that no other blood in the world could turn the same color. Oh, well... I ripped my pants, but it was worth it for the dramatic stump. Now then, I pray the events of letting the blood, I'll take Sherlock Holmes word for it. Ah. He's right. He's my attempts in life. I know. I mean, he's a great detective. What are you talking about? He doesn't really know that. I knew it'd come to this. Of course, Mr. Sherman's invention isn't going to be recognized as an official body, but what other choice do I have? I just remember the Father Christmas He actually called him Father Christmas. I was making a joke making him sound like Santa. Jesus Christ. About how temporarily suspending the summonation examination. Ah, in other words, examination isn't over yet, isn't it? Good grief. Yes, sir, young girl. In some examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues. It's the hands of the 6 years, isn't it? If they don't do it, I'm gonna shoot him with this fucking gun. You heard me. Say he's innocent now. Blah. The way I see it, it does not matter if certain other people think of Hurley's invention. At least. Not as for now. Yes, she's right. Young lady, oh, you have quite a devious mind. Krampus for you this Christmas. It really just comes down to one thing. Whether or not these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Runo. And that's about right, wouldn't you say? Or did I misunderstand something? Unbelievable. Mr. Sherman's partner is a force to be reckoned with. If they say no, I'll put the gun away and put the bazooka I have in my backpack. Yes, she does have a bazooka. After short pursuit of the situation, an entirely unexpected source. I must acknowledge that the summonation extension may yet reach a conclusion. Blah, this is absurd. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for final leanings in the matter. As a proud citizen of Her Majesty Britain, I'm sure you will come to a fair and just conclusion. So then, set your final decision on your turn, please.
Guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Not guilty.
Two called guilty, four called not guilty. As such outcome, the summonation examination.
Objection.
Blah, my lord, due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept the decision. On what grounds? If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a partner of the real police work, then they're too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt. I'm sorry, Brother Stik, but you can go fuck your boot right up your ass today. The subject mission cannot be ignored. This trial will continue. Gawk. Ah, Belmont, body cross again. I got you that time. You got away, Belmont. I'm in the middle of something. Nevertheless, I'll find ourselves in rather awkward situation. The has very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. Ooh, but sadly, everything will be impossible. What? The name of the gentleman giving himself exit Benedict is quite clearly false. I don't believe it. It was managed to prove the man was there at night. Could I say something? Who was that? Who spoke? It was me, my lord. You're number 5. Tango number 5. What do you have to say, madame? It's possible. Inspector.
Me? Yes, ma'am.
I wonder if you might show us a photographic print to me again. One with the gentleman shown.
Ah, right, yes. This one, you mean? Of Mr. Benedict?
Yes. There's no doubt in my mind. Juror number 5, what are you meant to say? You know this man? Yes, I know him.
What?
No! Goodness gracious! Oh, you'll get a scooter for Christmas! Can I have a radio? No, you get a scooter. Order! 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 Juror number 5, how on earth? I'm a communications officer. Stop! We can clearly see. The gentleman in the photograph is... Stop! A communications officer, stop. He works at the office, stop. A very tight operator, in fact, stop. He should be in the communication station right now, stop. Tapping away on the telegraph, stop. This doesn't seem right somehow. I can put my finger on it, but why doesn't feel right?
Says it all, imagine the accomplice would have some sort of hardened criminal. That's a bit unexpected to find out. He's just a respectable day job. Whatever gets you in the night.
Yeah, I suppose it's right. You're supposed to feel something was wrong. Ho ho ho! The gentleman in London Communication Station, we should have an able subpoena within the hour. Lord Van Zeek, will you please? Blur, yes my lord. Make this like arrangements, all haste. As your lordship bids. The court will now recess for an hour. When no witness arrives, we shall reconvene the great gentleman's testimony. Inspector Garrison.
Yes, my lord?
You should take the hear from you specifically about the events at the pawnbroker on the day in question. Come to my chambers during the recess. Ooh, it's the one with the Christmas tree.
Yeah, we know, my lord. I know. Yes, sir. Yes, my lord.
Very well. The court is now adjourned until 1:40 p.m. I should get all my lives back, hopefully. Unfortunately to say, I've been called in early for work tomorrow, so I have to call it there for tonight. But I will be back tomorrow night for the thrilling conclusion of the first game of in the Great Eternity Chronicles, and then we'll be moving on to the next one after that. So if you wish to see more, feel free to come back tomorrow, same time, same place. I have a Discord below if you want to join that. The CGI art and any other stupid stuff I post. And I'll see you all hopefully tomorrow. Have a great night. See ya! Oh, and as a bonus, if the game doesn't go for as long as I think, I will be doing a bonus stream of building a Lego set. So if it doesn't go for the full 4 hours, the end of the stream will be Lego building. If you want to enjoy that. Until then, have a great night. See ya!